Greetings, fellow detectives. Welcome, one and all. Hoping everything is working okay. Hello, Jessica. Welcome. Oh, we got a pop-up. These silly pop-ups, always messing with things. Okay, here's hoping that technology is our friend today, that internet is our friend today. Fingers are crossed. Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We have Secret of the Scarlet Hand today. Sorry I didn't get to stream at all earlier in the week. Had a very busy work week this week, but an easier Friday, so yay. Get to be here, play some Nancy Drew with you guys. I'm so excited. Okay, so Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Let's go ahead and get started with a new game.
Welcome to my latest case. Dear Dad, greetings from the new deputy curator at Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I miss you, by the way. How's Africa? I sure hope this letter reaches you in Ouagadougou before you move on to Nairobi. So I got the internship. Your old friend Franklin Rose was awfully nice to submit my name to the rest of the members of the museum's board of directors. What an opportunity while I'm in between cases. As you probably know, the museum specializes in ancient Maya culture. My supervisor is going to be Joanna Riggs, a well-known archaeologist. Maybe you've seen her name in the news recently, in conjunction with the discovery of a strange Maya monolith. Apparently, it's created quite a buzz among experts in the field. Well, Beach Hill plans to feature the monolith in an upcoming exhibition. Just imagine, this artifact has been buried for hundreds of years, and now it's going to be unveiled to the public for the first time. The museum is short-staffed at the moment, and they're expecting such a huge turnout that they've closed their doors to prepare. I can hardly wait to dig into this exciting project and learn how archaeologists and historians solve the mysteries of ancient cultures. I'll keep you posted. Love, Nancy.
Nancy Drew, I presume. I'm Joanna Riggs. Welcome to Beach Hill. I was just checking the lock on this display case. This is one of the museum's most treasured pieces, a carving of King Pakal.
Who is King Pakal?
Pakal assumed the throne at age 12. Can you imagine? That was 615 A.D. He ruled for 68 years at the height of the Maya civilization.
Is that jade?
Yes, the Maya loved jade and used it for many of their carvings. There isn't another piece like this in the world, and it's priceless, which means I practically had to sell my own grandmother to get it.
How did the museum acquire it?
Leave it to Taylor Sinclair. He's a wizard when it comes to these deals. You'll meet him later. Now then, Nancy, you're coming on board at a critical time for Beach Hill. An exhibit of this caliber is not kid stuff. Franklin Rose assures me you're a real trooper, and I hope he's right because I'm not here to babysit. I don't care who your father is.
Ooh, shade. Oh, Jessica, you haven't played this game since you were like 9? That's so cool. Hopefully it'll be a fun one to watch then.
If there's one thing I've learned from my father, it's the value of hard work. Just tell me where to start.
There's a list of tasks for you in the lab. Once you've knocked those off, we'll regroup.
Where's the rest of the staff around here?
We've had to make some, budget cutbacks, so we'll be relying heavily on our volunteer staff. Namely, you. Besides Henrik and me, the only people who will be around to pester you are Taylor Sinclair, my ace art dealer, and Alejandro Del Rio, attaché to the Mexican consulate and executive thorn in my side.
Tell me more about Alejandro Del Rio.
Ugh, wouldn't you rather hear about the monolith? It's a massive pillar of stone, nearly 1,500 years old with Maya glyphs carved into it. We've installed it in the garden. Wait until you see it.
How do you know it's 1,500 years old?
According to Henrik, the monolith was made at the special request of King Pakal himself, but we don't know what its purpose was.
Who's Henrik?
Henrik Vanderheun, world-renowned expert in Maya hieroglyphics. He's the latest addition to the Beach Hill Brain Trust. I told him I don't even want to see his pointy Vanderhead till he's got a translation on that monolith.
His pointy Vanderhead.
Any last advice before I get down to business?
Semper ubi sub ubi.
That's good advice, I suppose, if I knew what it meant. All right, so that is Joanna. We have her office here with all these super cool carvings. These are stunning. Very neat. Okay. And then we have over here art in the Americas. Sarah! OMG, hey! Might have to dip out because I have a meeting in about an hour. But yay, Scarlet Hand! Yay! Hi, Sarah! So glad you could join. Joanna, oh, we don't pay our employees. Right? We're relying heavily on our volunteer staff, namely you.
Topeka Commission for the Arts. How cultured.
Prudence Rutherford. So this is our first introduction to Mrs. Prudence Rutherford. And she has a jade carving too. So Joanna did say that the one we have is unique and there's none like them in the world, but I guess technically there are different shapes of it around the world. Important information for us. Semper ubi sub ubi is Latin. It means always wear underwear, aka always wear underwear. Okay, well I guess that is good advice then. I love that. It's the coat! It's the same coat that Maddie Jensen has and Simone Mueller has. No, not Maddie. Does Maddie have it? Abby Sedaris has it and Simone, but they have it in red. This is a popular coat. The Great Plaza of Tikal, I think it says, Guatemala. Lots of degrees. So Joanna is a very accomplished archaeologist, scientist, student of Maya culture. Okay, finding the Maya, Lost Civilization speaks.
The knob is missing.
I always loved the concept of this mystery. I think museums are great places to have kind of mysterious things going on. Night at the museum. There's a bunch of historical things, very valuable things. It just makes a lot of sense. So there's a knob missing. What is this? Addenda to the Palenque Monolith Loan Contract. From Beach Hill Museum. So they are, Beach Hill shall make 2 payments of $250,000. Wow. And Alejandro Del Rio needs to sign off on this. I think it's hilarious that it was just in paper airplane form. Clearly somebody didn't think it was that important, even though it looks pretty important. Let's see, major contributors to Beach Hill Museum. Any fun names? Hugh. Simone's husband or partner was called Hugh. I wonder if that's the same Hugh. Marquis del Falcone. Falcone as in Nicholas Falcone, perhaps? Rosemary Fish. Punchy LaRue! That will be our stage name in Phantom of Venice. Popular coat is reused assets. Exactly. Bubba Fatsis. Artemis Basque. Philippe Funk. Simone also said that Punchy LaRue would be a good stage name for us. And we do end up using it, so that's pretty cool. Rusty Dents.
Topeka Commission for the Arts. That's the organization Prudence Rutherford works for.
ND Fan 123. Pretty cool. Okay. Now we can go look in the exhibition hall. I love how they did this. Like, they didn't skimp on the exhibits at all, which I think is fantastic. I'm not going to read them all just in the interest of time, but I am going to look at them all. It would be a lot of reading if we were to read them all. Unless you guys want me to read them, let me know, but we'll definitely take a look at everything at least. Got the ham radio.
It's locked.
It's locked. Ugh. I wish Nancy would have said that in Midnight in Salem. Just would have been a nice throwback. Maya Arts and Crafts. Very pretty. Ek equals black. Offering bowl to the war god Balak. These are so cool. I love the jade, all of the jade stuff in this mystery. The color is just so fantastic. I like how in early games Nancy sounded so energetic, and then in Sea of Darkness she sounds bored out of her mind. Yeah, I totally know what you mean, Jessica. As the games go on, she gets less and less concerned about things, or just like interested in things. A whole big piece of information about Pakal. His mother, Lady Zak Kook. And here's the special carving. I study art history, and I 10,000% credit this game with getting me excited about art and museums. That's so cool. I love that the games could have inspired somebody to like pick their career. That's so amazing. I took one art history class in college, and there was a unit on early art, and I was able to use this game to impress my professor with my knowledge of Maya culture. It was super fun, though. I love when the Nancy Drew games can teach us something that we can actually use in real life. Hi, Allison! Thanks for joining. I think Lonnie Minelli... I always forget how to say her last name. Is it Manella or Manelli? I don't know. Lonnie, the voice actress, was probably bored. Yeah, there's some interesting, like, I don't want to say rumors, but there's interesting, maybe they are rumors, just thoughts about her exit from the company and behind the scenes things. Obviously, I have no idea what's true and what's not since I was not there, but... Oh, comments that I can't get off the screen. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Excuse my screen. Okay, back to game. I can't wait until we get to the newer games that have actual full screen so I can go back to screencasting them the normal way. Ah, I love that. Yeah, Sarah, it's super cool. Maya Customs. These are all really cool. Yeah, I think this is actually what I shared with my professor, was that the Maya believed that cross eyes were, that was something that was valued in their culture. Learned it from this game. I think this has to be the most educational game in the series. Do you guys agree? Are there any that even come close to this one as being the most educational? This would be a great game for any parents that are at home right now and need something.
Some of the tiles are missing.
For their kids to be working on. Let's see. Maya Scribes logograph for ink. That's very cool. Okay, should we go into the temple or the garden? Maybe let's do the garden first. Okay, so we have Lady Zak engaging in a ritually induced hallucination. Okie dokie, with the vision serpent. That's cool. I love how on the path they put some of the glyphs. That's just such a cool touch and something that would totally be in a real museum. The detail is stunning. Are you going to try to build the museum in Sims 4? Ooh, that would be a cool challenge. That would be a fun community lot for Sims to actually be able to visit. And we have plenty of items from Jungle Adventure that actually could be used. That is a good idea, Allison. I might have to seriously consider that. No, definitely this one is. Yeah, like I can't think of any that even get close. Labyrinth and Lies had potential, but I don't think it succeeded nearly as much in educating us as this one did. Another thing I like how Nancy never ages after like 20 years of games, right? Like she starts off 18, and does she stay 18? I can't remember in Alibi and Ashes if her age is listed when she gets arrested as 18 or if it's 21. So she would have aged only 3 years, which still is not that much considering how many games there are. OMG, the sounds that came on when you walked into that garden area just like shot me back to my youth. Yes, the nostalgia is crazy. I love it. FYI for everyone, Sims 4 is only $4.99 on Origin right now. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. And I think a lot of the expansion packs are actually like significantly reduced in price too. Highly recommend. I mean, The Sims...
This side looks damaged.
Oh, I was going to stop talking so we could listen to the person behind us, but I'll just stand here and let him stand there for a second. The Sims is probably... I think Nancy Drew games are my favorite games, and then The Sims after that. It's a really tough competition because they're both amazing, but I have dedicated many hours to both.
Nancy Drew, or should I say, Detective Drew. I'm Sinclair.
Hi there. I guess you've done your homework.
I was at a meeting with the BOD recently, and I caught wind of your appointment and your credentials. Very impressive, if I do say so myself.
Well, I'm not on a case right now, that's for sure. I'm the new deputy curator, remember?
So, how's this for a specimen? Ever seen $1 million worth of rock before?
So this is the monolith.
You bet your socks it is. Would you believe I dug it up in my backyard?
Sorry, but that's a little far-fetched, even for my imagination.
Ouch. Well, they did say you were sharp. Seriously, though, thank goodness you're here. I'm afraid the museum may be in terrible jeopardy.
What kind of jeopardy?
Joanna told me to butt out, but I'm so fond of Beach Hill, I just hate to see it fall prey to scoundrels.
What scoundrels?
It's a sensitive subject. Meet me in my office later and I'll explain everything then.
You've got me worried. Can't we talk now?
Just meet me later. 707 Bing Cherry Boulevard. I've got to go. Enjoy your first day at Beach Hill.
I'll come up to you and be all frantic, but enjoy yourself. Oh, Sinclair. What an oddball. Okay, she is 18. She's supposed to be 18 in all of them. That makes sense. Have you played Animal Crossing? I think you'd like it. I haven't played Animal Crossing yet, but I've been watching some of my favorite YouTubers playing it, and I do think I would really like it. It looks amazing. Our entire apartment got Sims 4 right now. You inspired this entire venture because I did a deep dive on your Sims Nancy Drew Let's Play during the quarantine. That's awesome, Sarah. That was so fun. Season 1 was such a fun time. Season 2 ended up being like very short and not fully finished just because I had to finish I wanted to finish my walkthroughs. But I'm hoping this summer that I can revive it a little bit. We'll have to see. So this is the monolith. Yes, Nancy, just
Interesting.
talk to yourself out here in the garden.
Looks like this side is missing a part.
Very interesting. Yeah, The Sims 4 is super fun for just
It's locked.
gameplay and building. A lot of people like it for different reasons. Like some people only do building, some people only do gameplay, some people love create a sim and like the fashion part. I personally love all of it. One of my other favorite games is Breath of the Wild, which I fully plan on replaying in its entirety very soon. That game is awesome. Bird, jaguar, and captive. Details his capture of a Khal, or prominent local nobleman. Baktul is represented in this stela performing, is it Stela or Stella? Performing a vision quest ceremony. 4 miniature gods hang onto the body of the vision serpent. This is also cool. Lady Zoc, jaguar. The art in this one is so fantastic. Like, this must have taken forever to put together. And it just looks so, like, real. Love it. I like The Sims 4 for Create a Sim. That's awesome, Jessica. Breath of the Wild, yes! Is it not the most amazing? I love Breath of the Wild. The story in it is just insanely good. I love how open world it is. Fantastic. Okay, so this is the first level of the pyramid. This would be such a fun thing to interact with in a museum. I love it. This guy looks very similar to the big guy that we'll see in Curse of Blackmore Manor. Aeolus, I think his name is, the statue. And over here, if we look in here, we find a piece of a ceramic pot, it looks like. An interesting looking jade figurine. Can we put, is this the card that we use? Yes, it is. Okay. What's this one? Oh, is this Bool? Oh, it is. Bool. Play against the computer. Alright. This could either go very poorly or very well. Oh, I forgot I can control the computer. Well, that makes it easier. When we play against Jane, we can't. Ah, missed him. Jane and Curse of Blackmore Manor. This, come on, 3. Oh. Uh-oh. Pass. Okay, good. 3. Pass? Uh-oh. Oh no! I got myself. I get him closer to me. Uh-oh. Pass. There's totally a pattern to this game too, but I've never used it. Do you think Tomb of the Lost Queen is educational? I do think it definitely has some good educational components. I think it's not, like, this game is very clear in its education, and there's exhibits, and it's all divided up by topic and everything. I think Tomb of the Last Queen is more, they almost expect you to get the education from the environment. That's a really good question, Jessica. Because, like, there are some books in Tomb of the Lost Queen that you can read and get some really cool information about Egypt and mummies and all of that. But at the same time, it's just books. Like, I think a lot of the games actually have plenty of books for us to read. Oh. Oh, that was close. Pass. Aha! This game gets me every time right. So far, so good. Keeping my fingers crossed that my lucky streak I have here keeps going. Ooh, do I pass? I'm gonna pass. Now you're gonna pass. Come on. Oh, missed him. Yeah, other ones that get close to being pretty educational, Tomb of the Lost Queen. I would say Labyrinth of Lies gets close. What other ones? Creature of Kapu Cave in some senses, because of, like, the entomology. I wasn't a fan of Tomb of the Lost Queen because I thought the story was lacking due to how much education there was. I also didn't like the characters. Yeah, I have a hard time connecting with the characters in that game, which is kind of a bummer. And I totally know what you mean. I don't think they focus nearly as much on the story as they should have. I think there were a lot of missed opportunities for that plot in the mystery. Especially the ending. The ending was not done super well. I love the look of the game. The tomb itself is stunning. And if I'm in the mood for puzzles, then I think it's a great game. Like, the puzzles are awesome. Oh, we did it! Woohoo! But yeah, the characters aren't super likable. Dylan's a cutie. Alibi in Ashes teaches you to start fires. That's true. We do learn a little bit about arson and how to achieve it.
I should put in my temple key card.
Okay, I'll put in my temple key card. Alibi in Ashes is actually kind of educational. Just with the, like, detective work, the police work, and how they solve mysteries and stuff like that. Okay, I think this one was black, and this one was ink, I'm pretty sure. Which one was 19 Throne, North, and Road? Road. Was this one Road? It hasn't told me I'm wrong yet. I think this one is 19, I think. And I think this one is North, so this one is Throne. Aha! Relying a lot on memory from previous playthroughs. And then here, I think, is this the quiz? Yes, quiz. Pakal ruled over which city in present-day Mexico? Palenque. Right? Unpopular opinion. I loved Silent Spy as a kid, but I think it's boring now. The flashbacks aren't as good as I remembered. I know what you mean. I think Silent Spy was really great the first time I played it, and then on replays, I started to notice the story kind of falling apart and not being very cohesive. His mother was Lady Zoc Cook, wasn't it? Lady Zoc Cook? Yeah, the story and some of the, like, emotion behind it, I wanted it to work so bad. The name of the calendar, Solkin, I think? The name of the supreme god in Maya mythology. Ooh, I don't remember. Do any of you remember the name of the supreme god in Maya mythology? I can always go look for it too. I'm also still salty at the Silent Spy for not letting us go into the pub. I wanted to go into that pub so bad. Why would you have a whole building and then not let us go in? Like, how cruel is that? Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just think the story could be better. Yeah, it could. It definitely could. The culprit was kind of crummy. I love it for the, like, emotional heartstrings that it pulls. That's definitely the best thing. I didn't learn this in school. Supreme god in Maya mythology. I might have to go look it up. Some of them I remember off the top of my head, and some of them I do not, and that is one that I do not remember. Let's see, where would we find it? Rituals, kings, is there a gods? Aha, there is a gods section. Religion played an important role in Maya society. Different gods represented different aspects. The deities depicted in this exhibit are the rain, moon, and sun gods. Oh yeah, Itzamna. Thank you. Which is probably over here, right? Oh no, that's the corn god, the jaguar god, and the sun god. Itzamna. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. I learned Pennsylvania history because that's totally useful for the future. I mean, if you live in Pennsylvania, I suppose. Pennsylvania history. That's funny. Okay, Pakal ruled over Palenque. Pakal's mother is Lady Zoc Cook. Solkin is the calendar. Oop, spelt it wrong. Solkin. And Itzamna is the supreme god. The name of a modern Mayan language. Isn't Ixal one of them? Yay, we completed the level 1 quiz. So now we can go down to level 2. His reason for being the culprit in Silent Spy was because I can, right? That was, I remember like hearing that for the first time and being like, excuse me? Can you not come up for a better motive than because I can? So disappointing. Cool. This pyramid is just the coolest thing ever. I am always so impressed by this. I forget how impressed I am by this game. Like every time I play it. And then we have Yum Kimmel rules over the lowest level. Key features: jaw, exposed jawbone with rotting flesh. Eyeballs. Steals the bones and eyeballs of the dead to wear as jewelry. Sounds like a fun guy to invite to parties. Symbols. Arms are marked by the Kimi, death sign. Chimi, Kimi, Simi. Black spots on his skin show the infestation of disease on his flesh. Cool. That is so cool. Lady Rainbow or Moon Goddess is next. And I just love how you can find the answers to everything just around in the environment. Clue finding is at its peak in this game. It's really one of my favorite games. Scarlet Hand, Sarah? Just fantastic. Oh, this ball game. Okay. Watch me fail miserably at this ball game. Okay, let's maybe do high and power 3. Okay, undershot it. How about high power 5? Oh, okay, overshot it. Well, how about high power 4 then? Yeah, okay. High 4. Yes, Scarlet Hand. Yeah, Scarlet Hand's fantastic. Okay, now we move back a little bit. High power 4. Now is it mid 4? Overshot it. I hate how he goes all the way back to the beginning. Like, why? Why are you so cruel? When we get down to the bottom level of this pyramid, the graphics are so cool. Agreed. Medium 3? Okay. High 4, medium 3. And then I think it's medium 4. If I'm remembering right. Watch me be wrong. Oh, I knew it. Okay. High 4. And then medium 3. And then maybe medium 5. Okay. And then I feel like it's like low 6. Yeah! Okay, did it. I remember seeing that bridge and lake area on the game box when we first got it and being like, whoa, this is so beautiful, but I couldn't find it for the longest time. Yeah. I love the box art from the original games. Her Interactive is doing like the March Madness with the box cover art designs, and I'm noticing that oh, thank you, Allison. Noticing that the comments are a little bit delayed. Otherwise, I would have totally used that instead of putzing around like I did. Thank you so much for the help. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Her Interactive is doing the box cover art, and I'm noticing that the earlier ones are pretty frequently winning. Not always, but it's kind of interesting. Oh, Maze Game is offline, so we need a password to log into that. Which means, can we do the quiz? I think we can do the quiz, but we'll run into some problems. The name of one of Shield Jaguar's wives. Oh, well, I'm getting foiled by the first question. Oh, why can't I remember this? Name of one of Shield Jaguar's wives. I'm blanking. We might have to look around a little bit more. Plus, we still need to introduce ourselves to Mr. Vandahune. Ooh, what's your favorite cover? Oh, that's such a good question. And it's so hard to choose because so many of them are so good. I'd have to lay them all out. I have physical copies of all the games just because I like to. I even have a physical copy of Midnight in Salem. Oh gosh. I mean, Ghost of Thornton Hall has a pretty stunning cover. Oh, Lady Zoc. Thank you, Sarah. I'm gonna go back and do that. Ghost of Thornton Halls is like pretty stunning with Scarlet on the front cover. I love that. I remember really loving Shadow at the Water's Edge. I remember loving that cover too, just with the Yuri. I thought that was so cool. Kind of like the scary, creepy ones with the perfect balance of bright colors and everything. What's everyone else's favorite cover? That's such a good question. Okay, quiz. Lady Zoc. Zoc. Which Maya monster represents the continuous cycle of life and death? The bicephalic monster. What did the Maya call a decorative woven blouse? A hupu? What is a kahal? A prominent local nobleman. What is the name of a Maya matchmaker? Note, I can't find the answer to this in the museum. SJ. We can't find the name of that in the museum, according to this mysterious SJ person. Who could that be? I really want to get the blanket her has with all the covers. Yes, that would be so cool. I wonder if it's comfortable. It, like, every time they show it, it doesn't look super soft. But I'm curious. Does anyone have that blanket? And if you do, is it soft? Important questions that need answers. Okay. These carvings on the floor, too. Like, the detail that went into this place is so cool. Let's talk to Henrik first. I like Henrik. Oop, I say that and then I go through the wrong door. We talked in previous streams about how, like, my fiance in personality is probably closest to Henrik, but he looks actually pretty similar to Alejandro Del Rio. So if we merge Henrik van der Heun and Alejandro Del Rio, that's my fiance. Favorite cover? I really love Waverly, yes. I love everything about Waverly. Just literally everything about it is perfection.
You must be Nancy, the new deputy curator. I'm Henrik van der Heun.
That's right, I'm Nancy. Joanna tells me you're translating the glyphs on the Palenque monolith.
Yes, it's quite a project. The opportunity of a lifetime for me.
How's the translation coming along?
Fabulous, just fabulous. Anyway, what can I do for you?
I'm curious about your work. How do you go about translating a glyph anyway?
It can be a complicated process, involving research, piecing lots of different elements together, and a healthy dose of guesswork.
Me too, Sarah. Oh, Waverly is the best.
So there isn't a definitive dictionary of Maya glyphs where you can look things up?
Oh, I'm afraid not. You see, glyphs are so intricate and full of subtleties that multiple meanings may be embedded in a single glyph. So 3 distinct-looking glyphs may all translate to mean sunshine, roughly, but with different nuances. There is so much we still don't know. Lucky for me, I guess, or I'd be out of a job.
Joanna turned me loose without too many instructions. Do you have any advice for me?
Well, as you've probably heard, the museum is closed in preparation for the exhibit, so you'll have free run of the place. Please explore. The sooner you get to know your way around, the better. Think of the lab as your home base, your center of communications. Anyone who wants to get in touch with you will leave a note or a voicemail here, so check in often. I'm very busy with my work, so you're going to have to be pretty independent, but I suspect you wouldn't have it any other way.
See you around, Henrik.
Bye.
I love this sneaky, clever way they got around animating his mouth by giving him a face mask. Very clever, her. I see you. I see you. So if we go over here, we can find our task list. Sort out shards of pottery and reassemble a pot. Priority, bring the addenda to the monolith loan agreement to Alejandro Del Rio at the Mexican consulate for signature. Order bubble wrap, packing tape, sticky labels, match recorded narrations to appropriate displays. Reorder Maya numbering exhibit. Sunny was here. Grr, yummy chocolates. Very interesting. Who is doodling everywhere? Who could it be? OMG, can you do a Sims 4 build? I feel like you do such a good job getting all the different rune types. You're like the only detective for that job, let's be honest. A build of Ramsey Hall, I mean. Yeah, Ramsey Hall. Okay, I'll give you guys an insider scoop. I have already attempted to do Ramsey Hall in The Sims 4, and I did not like how it came out. So I'm planning on re-attempting it. That library, yes. And the reason I had such a hard time is because I started with the outside of Ramsey Hall, and I tried to recreate the outside first, and then when I went into the inside, the floor plan was completely off. Everything was too small. Clearly the inside of Ramsey Hall does not match the outside of Ramsey Hall. So, because the library ended up being way too small, it didn't look anything like it, and I was, yeah, so disappointed with how it turned out. So, I attempted it. It didn't go very well. I'm going to re-attempt it, hopefully soon. It's a big project, but it's really fun. Doing the rooms for everyone was definitely my favorite part. That part was really cool. Knob. We need that. Okay, property of Sunny June. I love that this is our first introduction to Sunny June. I hate that Buell game. It's all random, or is it? Choosing when I pass when the computer passes. 4 pieces of corn, different than dice. Try Pascal's triangle. No Coco Kringle for you, buddy. So this is Sunny's message. To Mexico, artifacts. Alejandro rocks. I do like Alejandro. The Beach Hill gang. Blah, 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 blah. Stop breaking my stuff. Quit daydreaming. Stop losing my things. Get to work, Sunny. She's got money coming out of her sleeves. I love that. We have full confidence in you. Thank you, Sarah. I need that confidence boost. What's she got up her sleeve? Lots of money. Hurricane Sunny, yeah. A tornado. Hint to Trail of the Twister? Probably not. This was way before that. Saw Sinclair the other day. Warning, never look directly at Sinclair's tie. It's nuclear. It's true. Ooh, that audio narration thingy is going to be so much work. Luckily, old Hurricane Sunny managed to borrow Joanna's notes for this project. Why wouldn't she just give him the notes? That would make it so much easier. Note to self, must distract Joanna only after her coffee break. Okay, let's see. Garden. And then the rotunda, the exhibition hall, and the temple. So we'll need this for when we fix the recordings. Must surf web. Sigh. Sure wish the lab had a computer. I just have to check out the latest alien adventure games. If only someone would make a game about the Maya and toss in some aliens, UFOs, of course. Sunny's latest adventure game is #1, Temple in the Sky. This museum gig is such a boring job. Uh-oh, Joanna found out about the stinky cheese incident. Big trouble now. I wonder who ratted out on me. Must have been that Coco bandit. Whoops, I hear Storm and Joanna coming. Better hide this. And then clearly he got kicked out, fired, right after this because he left all of his wonderful notes behind. How do you close this? Oh, there we go. And our first introduction to Coco Kringles from Wickford Castle. Love that. Or at least the Wickford Chocolate Company from Treasure in the Royal Tower. So cool. So when I was playing these games for the first time, I started with the final scene and then Ghost Dogs. And then I kind of started to play them in order from that point on. So then I did Message in a Haunted Mansion, Treasure in the Royal Tower, and then for whatever reason skipped Secret of the Scarlet Hand and went straight to Haunted Carousel, Danger on Deception Island, and then just kept going in order until I caught up all the way to, I think, Captive Curse. And then by that point, I still hadn't played this game, Secret of the Scarlet Hand, so I went back and it just explained so much.
I shouldn't be messing around with this without permission.
So much about the series. Like, this is a pretty integral early game if you want to understand a lot of the running jokes later on in the series. Because we get Sunny for the first time, we get Coco Kringle for the first time. Cool ham radio. Which I don't think he'll let us touch yet. Buy milk! That will make sense for us later. Ham radio instructions. Very cool. How do I close this book? It's not always clear how you close these things. Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. Sheila Schultz. This is another game that ends up having quite a few phone calls at some point.
It's locked. It's locked.
These are locked. Okay, well, our to-do list said that our priority was to go talk to, what's his face, Alejandro Del Rio, and give him the addendum. So we should go do that first. What time is it? 6:30? Uh-oh, we might be too late. We might have spent too much time exploring.
I need something to get this open.
There we go. And we can take a pair of headphones for our later task. There's lots of chores in this game, but they're at least fun. And Nancy's here to be an intern. I mean, it makes sense. Okay, Mexican
I don't think he'll be there at this hour.
Oh, okay.
Good thing Franklin gave me the museum key.
I was Secret of Scarlet Hand, Ghost Dogs, and played from there. Only recently played 1 through 5. Oh, that's cool. What did you think of Message in a Haunted Mansion and Treasure in Royal Tower after playing a bunch of other games? How did those ones hold up for you? I should probably sign off and get ready for this meeting. So bummed I have to leave, but I will catch up on the rest of this stream after. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Hope everyone's staying safe. Thank you, Sarah. You too. We'll probably be here for a while, so thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate it. Have a good meeting. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to go to this room, the shipping and receiving room, which we haven't done yet. So this is going to be for that puzzle where we have to fix all the recordings. Over here, there's a bunch of locked boxes. Some more locked boxes. Locked with a code. And then over here, we can look at this shipping manifest. Everything there. A shipping area where it looks like we will receive some things at some point. Let's see what we got there. Nothing. Sunny's stuff. So we have a disc, another pot, piece, and I think that's everything that we can get from there. Mayan Temple used as a landing pad. Isn't this the magazine that we see at the end of Final Scene? Maybe. We see it at the end of one mystery. Can't remember exactly which one, though. So now that we have the pot pieces, we might as well fix that first. It looks like Henrik has gone home for the day as well.
There, now I can start putting this together.
I enjoy this puzzle a lot. There's something about solving like a 3D puzzle that's very, very fun, very comforting. Okay, so we got the base, and now we need the top part. Nope. Nope. How about this one? Yeah, that looks right. And this piece. And this piece.
That's done.
Cool. All right, we fixed the ceramic pot, which for some reason had pieces scattered all over the place. Okay, I might be back after. Treasure in the Royal Tower, Message in a Haunted Mansion. For some reason, never had interest in playing them when I was little. Don't know why, I was a dumb child. I really liked Haunted Mansion, super creepy. And both gave me nostalgia feels for old games. Yeah, that makes sense. That's definitely my favorite part of those games is the nostalgia. So I was curious if they're like not ones that somebody played as a child, like how they still hold up as an adult, because they're some of my personal favorites. Okay, so we fixed the pot. Addenda, we need to order bubble wrap, packing tape, and sticky labels. I wonder if we can do that now. Can we call Silvio's Curatorial Bonanza? 202-9963.
You have no voicemail.
Oop. I think I put the number in wrong. I'm trying to memorize it because I don't want to write it down. Do I not have to put a 1? 555-9963.
You have no
Oh.
You have no.
No area code?
Silvio's Curatorial Bonanza is open from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Please call back during regular business hours.
No. I'm just trying to be a productive night owl. Okay. fine. We'll go observe normal hours like a normal person. Oh, they do hold up. I really enjoyed them. That's awesome, Sarah. Very cool. I do think the stories in those ones are timeless. Okay, I guess we should go to our hotel. Because it's getting late now. It's 7:30. That's a good time to go back to the hotel. I wish Nancy could, like, order in some takeout, like, go to a restaurant, do things that we can't do right now. Okay, what can we look at in her hotel room? We have her suitcase, but it doesn't look like we can look at it. Usually we can look at her suitcase. Bed. It's not a super exciting hotel room, just kind of your standard basic hotel room. She has a laptop, though. Togo! Togo's in the Sims 4 Let's Play, too. Dad's friend, Franklin Rose, asked me to volunteer, so it looks like this is just her journal, which she has, and some notes that we could reference if need be. Can we put in this,
I need a disc.
the floppy disk for Sunny? Please enter your password. What would Sunny like? Coco Kringle? Is it just... Yeah, and then they give us the cow. I feel like some... Is it there's a space? Coco Kringle? Aha, there's a space between them. Got it. I could never beat this one without a walkthrough. There's a lot to do, Afro Gamer Dude. This is a busy one. OMG, I should go. Can you tell I'm not interested in this meeting? But yes, I really loved both stories and felt like an absolute idiot for not playing them when I was little. Hey, you never know, though. Like, you don't know until you play them what they're going to be like. I wish I would have played this game earlier in my childhood. It would have explained a lot. JR is hounding me to get this done, but I can't keep all of them straight. The headphones will help me figure out what is playing. Definitely know that the following match... Ooh, do I have that written down in my handy dandy... Oh, I'm dropping my pens. Dropping my pens. A Coco Bandit just stole one of my pens. AKA my fiance. Okay, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Do I have it written down? Do I have Sunny's notes written down? I don't think I do. I have the maps written down. Okay, no, I do. That's good. That'll be helpful. And then what else do we have? No other notes from Sunny in his stuff to do list. Stuff to remember. He has a symbol system for the Maya numbers. Sunny's I'd rather be counting sheep guide to the Maya number system. Each dot is an individual fingerprint. Greasy from Spicy Wontons. And the bar represents the whole hand like a set of 5 fingers. So we can use that when we do the number puzzle. Anything that doesn't look like a plain old dot or bar is out. Easiest sleeping on the job, not quite. Okay, and then we have all of these rules for the other numbers, which I think I also have written down. Temple quizzes. I can't figure out the answer to the level 2 quiz question about the matchmaker, and Henrik isn't speaking to me right now. He's way too touchy about that old ham radio. So either I'm blind as a bat and can't find the exhibit that has the answer, or we just never put it in details. Joanna is no help on this, so I'll just have to wait for a horde of visitors getting very frustrated with this question once we open the museum. I'll let Henrik deal with the trauma. Came up with a great question for level 3, but Henrik hates it. Once I get some time, I'll make an exhibit for this. Just don't know where I can get my hands on one. I wonder if Joanna will spring a trip for me to go down to Guatemala. I'm going to guess no, Sunny. Probably not. System login is SJune and Space Baby. That'll be helpful. Dissertation topic, the demise of the ancient Maya drought, plague, or UFO. Why and how did Maya civilization disappear so quickly? Sophisticated astronomers, were they trying to achieve space travel? Sunny would certainly think so. Research claims that many flying saucers sighted today are being piloted by Maya elders. Of course, Sunny. I can't imagine any other possible explanations whatsoever. Should we set our alarm for 8 a.m.? That seems like a good wake-up time. So what's everyone doing at home to stay busy? Nancy Drew games have definitely... Oh my gosh, Nancy has the red jacket! Sorry, I got distracted. Nancy has the red jacket that everyone else has. She bought into the fashion trend and has the same jacket as Abby and Simone and possibly Maddie and Joanna, but Joanna has it in white. I love this. The numbering puzzle in this game is so annoying. You need to be able to draw the heads in a notebook. Yes, exactly. Like, there's a lot of puzzles in this game that you can't accomplish without writing things down, which is kind of funny. But yeah, what's everyone up to stay busy? Nancy Drew games definitely helping me. Lots of gaming, lots of reading, lots of cooking, actually. Ooh, Onward released today on Disney+. We're doing like a virtual game night with friends tonight, so I probably won't watch Onward tonight, but I think we're gonna watch it tomorrow. Super excited for that. Hello.
How may I help you?
Alejandro is so attractive.
Buenos dias. Me llamo Nancy Drew. I have some paperwork for you regarding the loan of the Palenque monolith to Beach Hill.
So, you're Joanna Riggs' newest pirate in training. How does it feel to join the ranks with the modern-day conquistadors?
Allison, that's amazing. Your 11-month son. Oh, that's so cute. If anything good is coming out of this whole mess, it's that we at least do get to spend time at home with family. That's pretty special.
Conquistadors?
You had better brush up on your history, young lady. When the Spanish explorers invaded Mexico, they became known as the conquistadors, or conquerors. They robbed the indigenous peoples of their wealth, not just their gold, but their artwork, their sacred objects. Anything they did not steal, they burned to the ground.
Alejandro, I understand that many crimes were committed in the name of exploration, but that was hundreds of years ago. What does this have to do with Beach Hill?
There is more. In the 19th century, archaeologists discovered the ruins of ancient civilizations predating even the Aztecs. Many of the dig sites were robbed, and the stolen artifacts were sold off to art museums and collectors around the world. Today, finally, it is illegal among most civilized nations to remove an artifact from its native country. But sadly, there are thousands of precious antiquities with highly questionable provenance floating around the Western world.
Ooh, the Dragonlance series. That sounds cool. Is that a fantasy series? Might have to add that to my Goodreads list.
What do you mean by questionable provenance?
An artifact's provenance is the story of its origin and ownership. For example, how it made its way from a temple at Chichen Itza to a museum in Washington, D.C. If the artifact's provenance reveals that it has been stolen, then that artifact must be returned to the country of its origin.
Then the relics at Beach Hill must all be legitimate, right?
No, not at all. Provenance documents are often tampered with or forged to cover up the theft. Because of this, thefts continue and a great deal of art is moved on the black market, even today. Unethical art dealers and greedy museum curators do nothing to stop this.
And to you, these people are no better than pirates, is that right?
If Joanna Riggs or that overstuffed pillowhead Sinclair had any decency, they would take measures to see that all Maya artifacts were returned to Mexico at once where they belong.
I fully support referring to Taylor Sinclair as an overstuffed pillowhead from this point on.
Well, I think I'll have to chew on some of these issues for a while, Alejandro. In the meantime, I do need you to sign off on these changes to the loan agreement for the monolith. Do you mind?
I am still not happy that such a rare find will have its debut exhibition on American soil. But in my country too, there are people for whom money talks. I will take those documents now.
Yes, a fantasy series. It's also on Audible, so you can read while cleaning. That is handy.
Thank you. I have some business with Joanna at the museum later, so I will return the contract to her then, after I have looked it over.
Are you sure? I don't mind waiting.
You may consider your mission accomplished.
Well, okay then.
Goodbye.
I love the way he says goodbye. He's like, now get out of my office. Goodbye. Over here, establishing legal provenance, it's your duty. Some very important conversations about the history of ownership and provenance for artifacts. That's such an interesting topic because that's totally something that's still going on today. And this game was made in 2002. Should we go talk to the overstuffed pillowhead? He had some concerns yesterday that he wanted to tell us about. They're from Oaxaca. Iconic.
It's about time! Oh, my fears are like maggots infesting my poor old carcass. Want a cookie? They're from Oaxaca.
That's such an abrupt change of topic.
No, thank you. You said Beach Hill is in jeopardy. I need to know why.
The art world is being ransacked, Nancy. Prudence Rutherford, a major patron of the arts, had her fire ruby necklace stolen from her villa in Topeka. 2 weeks later, a whole display case full of rare Maya artifacts was heisted from a museum in New Mexico.
Do you think there's a connection between the two thefts?
Who knows? I'm just telling you, this community, our friends and colleagues, my people are being systematically trounced by thugs. Who's to say Beach Hill won't be next? You've got to do something.
Does Joanna share your concerns?
I've urged Joanna to approach the board about making some security upgrades, but she just keeps saying that the timing isn't right to ask for money.
I understand your concern, but what can I do to help?
We need your eagle eyes. We need your bat ears. We need you to sniff out the stink of trouble.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'm just a detective, you know. I'm not bionic.
Don't play modest mouse with me.
Okay, no more flattery. Hey, that's an interesting piece, there by your desk. Something tells me it's not a Maya artifact.
How about that rubber shark? The artist's name is Poppy Dada. She's a teenager in South Dakota. The art world is going bananas over her stuff. I'll unload that one for some serious dinero.
Taylor is so cringy. He totally is. Hi, Demon Slayer. So glad you've been able to join. Welcome to Secret of the Scarlet Hand.
Is Poppy Dada her real name?
I don't know.
Joanna says you performed an act of wizardry in helping Beach Hill acquire the Pakal carving.
Getting those provenance docs together was a pig and a half. Oh, they're on the up and up, I assure you. But to have been at the height of my career back before the crackdown, those were the days.
What crackdown?
Maybe sometime I'll tell you a sad story I call How Mexico Lost Its Sense of Humor. Not today, though, Nancy.
When you sell a piece of art, what kind of commission do you get?
Standard, 10%. It's no king's ransom, unless of course you sell something for $1 million. Too bad I'm not allowed to put that monolith on the market, huh?
Alejandro says you're unethical, a modern-day conquistador, that you're robbing Mexico of its cultural history.
And I say Alejandro is the real bully of the playground. A lunch money extortionist who loves nothing more than to see the other boys and girls go hungry.
I'd better get going.
See you around.
That's such a great idea, Demon Slayer. I've been trying to go on walks every day, too. I can't go on one today because it is currently snowing. So no walk for me today. But I love that you can take your dogs to the beach. That sounds so amazing. Okay, Taylor's office. Can't look at anything else besides Poppy's artwork. So I think we're ready to go back to the museum. Maybe we'll check in with Joanna and Henrik and then get started on some of our chores for the day. Of which we have many. Today's going to be a busy chore day for us at the museum.
how are the tasks coming along?
Why did you become a museum curator?
I became a curator because I want to help make artifacts available to as many people as possible. That's all that matters, isn't it? Unless you're Alejandro Del Rio.
Do you think Alejandro would go to extreme measures, like stealing, to reclaim Mexico's artifacts?
Who knows?
When did Henrik come on board?
I got an email from him one day saying he heard the news about Beach Hill getting the monolith. He said he'd drop everything to come here and translate those glyphs. He was even willing to take a pay cut. What could I say except giddy up? You're hired.
Where was he working before?
At the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center in New Mexico.
I've got work to do.
Carpe diem.
Oh no! I live on the west coast of Canada, so it's nice and sunny for me. Canada doesn't actually snow all year, right? I'm in Minnesota, and people think that it does actually snow all year here, too. And right now, I can't prove them wrong, unfortunately. I'm so glad it's sunny where you are, though. We did have a couple of very nice sunny days this week, which is good. Oh, Henrik is not here. I guess we can't check in with him. Well, what we can do is call the Bonanza.
You have no voicemail.
Silvio's Bonanza.
Silvio's Curatorial Bonanza.
I'd like to place an order, please.
Have you ordered from us before?
Yes, I think so. We have an account number.
Okay, good. That saves me a lot of paperwork. What's the account number?
BH119K.
BH119... BH119K? Beach Hill? Are you serious?
You sound surprised. I guess you were expecting sunny June?
I was expecting Beach Hill to settle its accounts with me about 6 months ago. I've sent all 6 of the outstanding invoices to a collection agency. And you jokers won't get another packing peanut out of Silvio Jr. ever. Do not call here again.
Ooh, okay. Well, I guess we won't be ordering packing tape or bubble wrap or sticky labels. Now we need to do the numbering exhibit, match the narrations. Oh, we brought the addenda. So yeah, okay, just narrations and numbers. I guess we don't have as much to do as I thought. It's so weird to hear an American talk about how it's snowing where they are. And it's like sunny and 70 outside for me in Canada. Oh, lucky. It's cloudy and 30 degrees here. Oh!
Beach Hill's been hit. Sit tight, Nancy. The police are on their way.
Whoa. Yikes. Ooh, the Pakal carving
I should talk to Joanna before I touch anything.
has been snatched, and in its place, just a red handprint. Mysterious. So many people seriously buy into Canadian stereotypes. We apparently live in a snowscape and have pet moose and eat so much maple syrup, right? And you only play hockey. You say A all the time.
Someone has cooked up my worst nightmare and served it to me on a plate.
I'm sorry about the theft, Joanna. It must be a terrible loss for the museum.
That's the understatement of the year.
Did the police find any clues around the display case?
The police took some samples for the crime lab, but they couldn't promise any overnight results. So if you want to put your little magnifying glass up to the scene, it's fine with me.
Ooh, I agree. Poutine is actually fantastic.
What were their initial findings?
Who knows? Right now, my priority is to get a move on this insurance claim.
I've got work to do.
See you around.
That's actually a fun question. What are, like, iconic foods from where you live? And do you like them? In Minnesota, there's a huge, like, Norwegian culture, and my family's actually part Norwegian, so things like lefse, just fancy flatbread, and Romagrot, which is like the best pudding you'll ever have in your life. Lutefisk, which is cod fish, like very bland fish. Lutefisk is kind of hilarious. Plot hole, why didn't they get any fingerprints from the red handprint? That is a good question, Allison. I never thought about that. JK Lady Jello Kiwi, hello! I love Minnesota. I was born and raised there. Yay! My siblings and I made the biggest snow forts. I hope one day to move back. Yes. Building snow forts is probably the best thing about living in Minnesota as a kid ever. Like, snow forts are amazing. Giant snow piles that you can go sledding down. Nancy, something's come up and I'll be gone for a bit. Your mission in the meantime, run through the temple activities to verify that all questions can be answered based on info available elsewhere in the museum. We don't want a little rascal rebellion on our hands when the exhibit opens now, do we? Be back ASAP, thanks, Henrik. Okay, well, thankfully we've already gotten pretty far along. What are other iconic Minnesota foods? I mean, a lot of dairy, kind of like Wisconsin. It has, like, cheese. We have quite a bit of dairy products, too. Let's see. Gosh, I don't know where to start. We have so many things to do. Okay. So we have this note, which I think we can analyze to see what it's made of. And there's a glyph on the top of it, which we'll want to try and translate. I kind of want to figure out our chores first, though. Because they will just be, it'll just be good to get them out of the way. I like to do things in order, very methodical. Windsor is known for its whiskey. Ooh, I like it, nice. That's cool. We have a lot of, like, breweries. That's kind of the big thing here. Let's see, where did I put my notes? So I wrote down what all of them, the numbers that all of them have to have. So A, I think is 5.
Archaeologists work in some of the most remote.
And B should be 8. C should be 14. D should be 7. E, 1. Is that a 1? Yes, it's a 1. Looks like a 7. F should be 6. Marvelous. G should be 9. H should be 15. I should be 3. J should be 13.
There, that looks like it's in order.
Wonderful. Okay, that was easy. It helps to have it written down in one's handy-dandy notebook. You said your family is from Norwegian. Have you ever been to Norway? I have actually been to Norway. I got to go once. We did kind of a tour. It was a cruise my junior year of college, and we did a tour of the Baltic Sea. So we went to Norway, Sweden, and Finland. We went to Denmark, went to Russia and Estonia and Germany, and I think that's all of them. Yeah, but the Scandinavian countries are so beautiful. I do want to explore Norway more, though, because I didn't get to see, like, the fjords or anything like that, just the Baltic Sea part of Norway. But very cool. So we did the oh, I was going to mark it off on my task list. We did the numbers. Checkity check. The narrations, not the numbers. And now we need to do the numbers. So many tasks. So little time. What time is it, actually? It is 10. We're making pretty good time. Not doing too shabby.
Just one more tile.
Oh, I'm missing a tile still. Huh. Where would it be that I haven't looked? I got one from outside. Oh, wait, isn't it, like, in one of the cases somewhere? Or no? Does anyone remember where the last tile is? Or the other number tile? We can't do the puzzle until then. Is it in the box? That's where the pot piece was. Up here? A traveler's guide to Beach Hill. That just has the map on it. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. Nothing there. That's super cool. I lived in Sweden for 6 months in an international exchange and got to tour around Scandinavia. It was so beautiful. Got to see the northern lights and swim in the Arctic Ocean. Oh, that's so cool. Really want to go back. That's amazing, Demon Slayer. In the ham radio display corner. Thank you, Allison.
It's locked.
It's locked. Do I have the key? In the ham radio display corner. Oh yeah, it's in this one. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Allison. Couldn't remember. So now we can do this puzzle. So 0 is just this turtle shell looking thing. Do we have 1 dot? Yes. 2 dots? I like to find the numbers and the lines first. It does not look like we have that. Do we have a 3? 3 dots? No. So that would be 2, that would be 3, 4. Anything with 4 dots? Yes. That's 4. 5 is in the right place. 6 would be a line with a dot. 7, a line with 2 dots. 8, a line with 3. 9 would be a line with 4 dots, which I don't see. 10 would be 2 lines, so this is 10. And then 11, 12, 13. No, that's 15. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then 19. Okay, so we got all the dots and lines in the right place. And now, oh, wait, not this one. This is 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. And now, 2 has a hat. Who's wearing a hat? That sort of looks like a hat. And then 5, 6 has an eye patch, which we've already got. 7, 8, 9 has a beard and acne. So this is probably 9. And then 10, 11, 12, 13 has a T. And then 14 through 19 is numbers with a jaw. With a removable jaw kind of thing. So does that mean, which one looks like the doctor? The doctor is number 3. So, wait. Are we missing 3? 2. Aha, we are. 3. And then...
That looks right.
There we go. Okay. We did it! Another chore checked off our list. I feel so accomplished. It's so nice being able to check things off a task list. Feels so productive. Okay, check. Now, can we examine this?
I shouldn't be messing around with this without permission.
Well, Henrik's not here, Nancy, so you don't need permission. Just do it. Fine. We can talk to Joanna. Can we get permission from Joanna? Will she give me permission?
Need something?
Have you seen Henrik? I found a piece of paper inside the Pakal display case. It had some glyphs on it and a print of a red hand. I'm hoping he can give me a translation.
What am I, fish food? Henrik's not the only one around here who can read a glyph, you know.
Okay, great. Did you happen to see the thief's message?
The police showed me the note. It said, "The magician suffers yellow death," whatever that means. Apparently, the thief just couldn't come up with the glyphs for "the curator suffers flaming purple disgrace."
Your translator is faulty. I should know. I'm the author of the original work.
I'm curious about the red handprint the thief left. Does it have any significance in Maya culture?
Afraid I can't help you there. What I want to know is what the hand was printed with. It's obviously not finger paint. Why don't you do a little analysis on it in the lab?
I haven't seen Henrik since the theft. Where do you think he could be?
Who knows?
Who knows? Good question. But now we have permission to do some analysis in the lab. Do you guys think that the intent with this red handprint was to make it look like blood, so then it would be, like, more mysterious and more scary? Please insert sample and press start. Would love to. Krollmeister. Oh yeah, this is the introduction to Krollmeister too. This game introduces so many things. I love it. And this music is hilarious. Ding,
Okay,
ding,
I've got
ding,
a graph of the chemical used for the handprint. Now I've got to match it up with a known substance.
Okay, compare. Match it up with the known substance. Aha!
That's it!
HGS. Mercury and sulfur.
That doesn't work.
Okay, we'll take that out. And then Nancy will do a little bit of a snoop.
S stands for sulfur.
And then where's Mercury? I love this music. There it is.
According to this chart, Hg stands for mercury. So the handprint was made from mercury and sulfur.
Aha! Mercury and sulfur, eh? Cinnabar. Yes, this track is one of my favorites in this game. This music that's playing right now. The soundtrack is pretty fantastic. I love this one.
Need something?
I did the chemical analysis you suggested. That red hand was printed with a compound containing mercury and sulfur. Does that mean anything to you?
Sure, cinnabar. The Maya would rub it into their most important carvings to add definition to the artist's lines.
Where would a person get a supply of cinnabar?
We use cinnabar here at the museum the same way the Maya did, to keep things as authentic as possible. Henrik orders those kinds of supplies, but we've been out of stock for quite a while. The last I heard, there was some kind of holdup with the distributor.
I've got work to do.
Go to it.
Yes, Red Hand was totally meant to be creepy blood, but they danced around using that word to keep it an E rating. That's a good point, Allison. I bet you're right. Oh. Another notification. Sorry. Don't mind me. Closing notifications. Clear. Behind the scenes. I will take that over technical difficulties anytime. Knock on wood that doesn't happen. Fingers crossed. Okay, so we were supposed to do this also for Henrik. Make sure that we can get through the entire pyramid, but we were stuck on the second level. We did find, however, the password to get into this maze game. The login is sjune and space baby. Okay. Use the little arrow keys. Nice little garden. Has anyone actually done a garden maze in real life before? I've done a corn maze before, but it was not difficult at all. Like, I wanted it to be really hard and I wanted to get lost, but I did not. It was just way too easy. But this would be super cool in real life. Darn you notifications, the bane of streamers. It's so true. It really is. Once we get to the newer games that actually have, like, full screen capabilities, because this says it's full screen, but it doesn't show up as full screen, then things will be much easier. Ooh, okay. Now we're in a golden forest, or is it a cave? Are we in a cave? Oh, yeah, it's a cave, because there's, like, stalactites and stalagmites. Stalactites hold on tight, and stalagmites might touch the ceiling. That's how you can tell the difference between them. Stalactites are the ones on top, and stalagmites are the ones on the bottom. This is cool. I don't know if I've seen this background before, or at least I don't remember this background. Okay, and now we're transitioning into a new, more like a Maya kind of temple background. Very cool. Oh, now we're going back to the cave. This is very, like, Maleficent, Sleeping Beauty-esque. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, which way do I go? I'm gonna assume that I don't go deeper into the cave and that I'm supposed to go to the next background. Let's see. I'm sure there's a cheat I could use to show me how to get through the maze. But I kind of want to do it by myself. But the music has stopped, so now it's a very quiet maze. Very quiet. Too quiet. I forget about this map thing. I've only ever played this game a few times. It feels so out of place, right? It's kind of random. It's like the random game on Lewis's computer and message in a haunted mansion. It's like, oh, okay, all of a sudden I'm playing a computer game. Like Solitaire. Let's see. Probably go this way? What if Nancy just randomly started playing Solitaire? That's kind of what the mini games are like in the later games. There's a question for everyone. What do you think about the mini games in especially the later games? Things like aggregation, Barnacle Blast and Secrets Can Kill Remaster. I know it's in Haunted Carousel, but I think it has more of like a purpose in Haunted Carousel. Some of the other ones, what are some of the other mini games? But like those games that have nothing to do with the plot, but it's more just like a random puzzle added in. What do you guys think of those? I'd be curious to hear your opinion. Are these supposed to look like little eyes looking at me? Because if so, they did a great job with them. They are making me feel uneasy, like I'm being watched in this maze. Okay, now we're actually getting to maze level. This is some Tri-Wizard tournament level stuff right here. This big ol' arch. This looks promising. It's a big arch. Okay, there's that way, or there's that way. I guess let's go this way. Pretty trees. Another arch. Goodness gracious. Wow, this maze is going on for a long time. Oh, and now I hit a dead end. What? I was wandering around in this part for a long time. Help! I'm trapped. I guess, okay, so we didn't go that way. We shouldn't go that way, but we could go this way. Through this arch. What? What? I really hate aggregation. I like playing that monster game with the little boy and Captive Curse. Yeah, games like that are random. So it's more dependent on the game for you, Demon Slayer. I also hate aggregation. Aggregation is frustrating to me. This way? Hey, what's up? Hello, Scanlan. Roman Reigns fangirl. Welcome to Secret of the Scarlet Hand. What's up is that I'm trapped in a maze. And I've been here for a little while. And I'm stubborn and I don't want to use the cheat. I don't know if the cheat works in this one, does it? Oh, it does. Okay, I'll use it for a second. Oh, I'm like way out of... Okay. So I have to go this way? Oh no, the blue is me. I see. Okay. Well, no wonder. I'm so stuck. I don't like using the cheat. It feels too easy. But maybe it's not. I don't think I've ever beaten White Wolf because I cannot get through the Fox and Geese game. Oh my goodness. Fox and Geese is the bane of my existence. Some people love it, but I do not enjoy spending so much time on one puzzle that you can very easily fail at. Like, it's so easy to go wrong with Fox and Geese. So easy. If I didn't have to do it 4 times, I would be fine. But having to do it 4 times is what really, like, ruins it for me. Like, if we just did it once, I'd be okay with it. Or like the games with the monkeys in Ransom of the Seven Ships. Like, it's random. You can't control whether or not you will do well. And therefore, you can spend so much time on it. How on earth do I do this? I go this way? It looks like? Okay. Okay, we're going this way. Ah, okay. I think I found it. I sort of cheated, but it's okay. Oh, just remembered, I love playing Scopa in Phantom of Venice. I love it so much that I played the minigame extra online. Yes, Scopa I'm totally down for. And I don't know what it is about Scopa that I'm totally fine with. I guess because there's an element of strategy to it. So, like, if I lose, it's fine because I just didn't do it as well. But if you lose at the monkey games, there's nothing you could have done and you can just sit there for hours. Clicking away. Oh, we did it finally. Yeah, but Scopa is amazing. I do love Scopa. I do like playing Monster with Lucas. I do like playing Raid with Carl, but Raid is really long. I wish Raid was a little bit shorter, but I do enjoy it. It's still fun. We still don't have the last answer to this quiz, so I don't think I'm going to attempt it again. But what I am going to do is just go take a leisurely stroll through the garden. I have a need for some fresh air. There's no other reason that I'm considering a stroll through the garden. No other reason whatsoever. Definitely not trying to trigger something. Definitely not. Would you date Ned if he wasn't Nancy's boyfriend? I think Ned is a fantastic guy. Like, he is loyal, he is steady, he is kind, he's supportive. I think Ned would be an excellent boyfriend. Oh no! Uh-oh.
Henrik!
Yikes. Uh-oh, Henrik.
Amnesia? Wow. Henrik must have taken a real nosedive off that pyramid. Do you think he just fell, Nancy? Or was he pushed? Sounds like you need to find out about hospital visiting hours. Yeah, but you'd better get the lowdown from Joanna first. George is right. She is your supervisor, after all.
Oops, I haven't checked in with Bess and George at all, so that call just kind of seemed random. But that's okay. I basically married Ned. That's awesome, Allison. Like, he would just be such a supportive partner. What should we do? What time is it? It's 10. Is it 10 a.m.? Oh, it's 10 a.m. Did we skip a day? I guess let's go talk to Joanna first. And then we can tell everyone else what happened to Henrik. When I first played this game, it took me forever to figure out what to do because I couldn't trigger that event with Henrik falling down the pyramid. Forever, because you need to go the right way through the garden. Like, if you go the other way, then it won't happen. Which is kind of, like, very nitpicky, but kind of cool. You know, it works. Have you ever been stuck in a game because you could not figure out the next trigger? Yes! I should have read that comment before I said that, but yes, this is a great example of when I've done that.
First, the Pakal carving is stolen, and now my star glyph man bumps his head and forgets his own name? What's next, Nancy? Del Rio pulls the plug on the monolith. The board clams up on my funding. My mother posts my old prom pictures on the internet.
Oh my gosh, there's one of my neighbors just let her dogs out to go to the bathroom, and one of them is on a leash and one of them's not, and the one not on the leash is like running around and she's just chasing it in the snow. Oh my gosh, like I feel bad for her because it's probably really cold outside, but the dog is just having the time of its life. Oh my gosh, funny. Okay, back to Secret of Scarlet Hand.
Take it easy, Joanna. I'm sure everything is going to be okay.
What I need from you right now is action, not commentary, Nancy. Will you follow up with the hospital and see if there's anything we can do to get Henrik's marbles back?
I'll call right away.
You can also pick up Henrik's mail if he gets any. Keep the lab in order and just try to help me keep the entire museum from going up in smoke.
I've got work to do.
Carpe diem.
I will do my best, Joanna. I'm not being paid for any of this, but I will do my best. So, Henrik has taken a tumble and now has amnesia. Her star glyph translator bumped his head and now can't remember his own name. Kind of a funny way to put it. Oh, she caught the dog. She got him. Okay.
You have voicemail. Press 0 to retrieve messages.
Nancy, hi. It's Franklin Rose. I'm calling because it's just... This theft is very bad news for the museum. You can't imagine the limb we went out on to acquire that Pakal carving. It's been one of the museum's main attractions. I don't want to take you away from your internship, but if you can do a little investigating, well... I think I speak for the whole board when I say we'd be very grateful. Give me a call when you have a chance. And Nancy, thanks.
This message is for Nancy Drew. Hi, Nancy. This is Nurse Bluefoot calling from Eleanor Roosevelt Memorial Hospital in regards to Henrik Vanderheun. I believe you're a colleague of his? Since Mr. Vanderheun was admitted, he has repeated your name several times in states of semi-consciousness. As we've been unable to contact any of his family members, we're hoping you might be willing to act as Henrik's support person as he begins the difficult process of restoring his memory. Please call me as soon as possible to discuss this. My direct line is 202-555-4000. Thank you.
To replay messages, press 0.
Do I have Franklin
You
Rose's
have no
number written down?
voicemail. Press 9 for an outside...
Yes, I do. Okay, let's call him first.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call? This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please. Just a minute, please.
Nancy, hello. Do you have any news?
The thief left a message in glyphs. According to Joanna, the translation is, "The magician suffers yellow death." What in the world could that mean?
Oh, Nancy, you zero in on a case like a heat-seeking missile, don't you? I feel so much better knowing you're going to follow up on every lead. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
Well, that was a brief call. Cool. Thanks, Mr. Rose.
You have no voicemail.
So now we need to call Nurse Bluefoot, whose number is, wasn't it, 4000?
this is Nurse Bluefoot.
Yes, I agree, Demon Slayer, sorry. One of the best advances in the Nancy Drew games is not having to memorize and dial these long phone numbers. Exactly.
Nurse Bluefoot, this is Nancy Drew. You left me a message regarding Henrik Vanderheun. How is he?
Nancy Drew? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I'm so relieved. We've been unable to locate any family members, and we do like amnesia patients to have at least one personal support person when they begin reality orientation.
Wouldn't it be nice if everyone was that excited to hear from you? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I'm so relieved.
What's reality orientation?
Well, reality orientation is a kind of treatment that helps a patient get reacquainted with the facts and circumstances of his or her life. Henrik has not actually lost his memory. It's just that his brain is injured in such a way that he can't access the place where the memories are stored.
I see. So we need to help him find the trail of crumbs. Is that it?
Exactly. First, we do repetitive memory exercises to help Henrik relearn the basic facts, like his name and address, the name of his parakeet, if he has one, the date, and so on. Second, we try to stimulate Henrik's sensory memories in order to help trigger or find the way back to his cognitive memories.
Where do I come in?
You can't help Henrik remember his childhood, but you can probably help him remember his work, and who knows where that will take him. All roads lead to Rome, as they say. One great tool is the Reality Orientation Board. This is a place to post information and pictures for the patient to look at over a period of time. You may want to bring in images or photos to place on the board. Things from the museum, perhaps.
I see. Well, I'll be happy to help in any way I can. When are visiting hours?
Visiting hours are 10 to 4 every day, if the patient is not engaged in treatment and if he seems stable.
Stable how?
Just remember, Henrik's brain has been knocked around like a peanut in its shell. He may have attention difficulties, headaches, anxiety. Sometimes he may seem giddy, too. We need to keep these conditions in check. Don't push him too hard, or he may have some kind of meltdown.
Well, the last thing we want is a meltdown. I'll go easy on him.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so I guess we can go try to help Henrik, which is great. Who's your guys' favorite character in this game? I am definitely a Henrik fan.
It's locked. It's locked.
And we desperately need keys for that, which we do not have. Yeah, I think my favorite character would be Henrik, but I'm curious to hear who your guys' favorite character would be. This is a fun little cast. No mail, it looks like. So I think we are safe to go to the hospital. L'hospital. This music is so good. There we are. Eleanor Roosevelt Memorial Hospital.
You look familiar. Is it time for my snack?
I love that line.
Hi, Henrik. I'm Nancy. We met at Beach Hill before your head injury.
Beach Hill?
Beach Hill is a museum here in Washington, D.C. The curator's name is Joanna Riggs. You were working there, and that's where your accident happened. Do you remember anything about the accident?
Joanna Riggs. Is that the woman who called to pick my brain for an access code?
What access code would that be?
Where in my poor banged-up head would I be keeping access codes? I don't even remember my own birthday. So if you're here to squeeze me for details, you're wasting your time.
According to Nurse Bluefoot, you haven't lost any data. Your brain just doesn't know how to locate certain things at the moment. We need to give it some clues.
How, pray tell, do you intend to do that?
I agree, Allison. Alejandro is very handsome.
I'll visit, we'll talk. Sometimes I'll bring you pictures.
Pictures? Well, isn't this nice?
Well, isn't this nice?
Come on, Henrik. You'll feel much better once things start coming back to you. I've got a picture with me if you'd like to give it a try.
Fine, I'll do it.
Great. These are Maya glyphs, like the ones you used to translate. Now, don't be upset if you don't know how to read them anymore. I can tell you what they mean.
I know what they mean, dear. I wrote them.
I'm sure you have written them at one time or another in your career. So, what do you think this is all about? The magician suffers yellow death.
Your translator is sloppy. I should know. I am the author of the original work.
The author? What are you talking about?
That first glyph is the fool, not the magician. Furthermore, any decent epigrapher knows those glyphs refer to the infamous plague of oozing hives. A fitting curse for a fool, don't you think? I rather like it.
Henrik, this note was found at a crime scene. Are you telling me you left it there?
I don't remember.
I'm investigating the theft of the Pakal carving. Please, Henrik, try to remember something.
Who in the world is Pakal? Oh, my head. Oh, the pressure. I can't take any more today, Nancy.
Okay, it's time for some memory therapy. Nancy, could you come back tomorrow?
I've actually done memory therapy with patients before, and they generally are not fans. Because it's really frustrating and it's really complicated. Yeah, they generally did not enjoy it. It's kind of cool how you do it, but I totally understand why poor Henrik is so upset. Okay. We can fill in Alejandro on everything that's been happening.
Hello, Nancy.
Why did Mexico choose to lend the monolith to Beach Hill and not some other museum?
Johanna Riggs outbid everyone. I had no idea a small museum like Beach Hill could afford such an expensive arrangement.
Have you heard? The Pakal carving was stolen from the museum.
Well, I heard the alarms going off, but it wasn't until Henry called me that I heard the news.
So, you were in the museum at the time?
I was dropping off the monolith agreement for Joanna, as I said I would.
Did you see anything suspicious?
I was running late. I just figured somebody tripped a wire and I kept going. Whew.
It's odd that I didn't see you.
I was there on business, Nancy, not for tea.
Not for tea.
Don't you care about the disappearance of such a rare Maya artifact?
That artifact was lost to me as soon as it left Mexican soil. So my friend Pakal goes underground for a while until he is sold again. Suddenly, he turns up in Amsterdam or Hong Kong. Unless he is rightfully repatriated to Mexico, what's the difference?
Have you heard? Henrik Vanderheun fell off the pyramid at the museum. He's in the hospital with a mysterious head injury.
That is terrible news. I hope it's not too serious.
Do you consider Henrik a conquistador, along with Joanna Riggs and Sinclair?
Henrik is a student of my culture and my heritage, not trying to buy and sell it. We don't agree on everything, especially not baseball, but I have nothing against him.
Do you know much about Maya glyphs?
You've got me there. I know Spanish, English, Portuguese, and several indigenous languages, including Quiche and Nahuatl, but I have yet to learn the language of glyphs.
I should get back to the museum.
Yes, you should.
Kindly leave my presence. I love how every time he says goodbye, he basically says, "Now get out of here, please." I love this game. Me too, Luna. This one's so good. It's such a classic. I love how Alejandro made the whoosh noise. Yeah, I totally forgot that he did that. I like when they add that in, like the more natural kinds of ways that people talk. That's so fun.
It's a fiasco, just as I feared. Oh, I'm sick about the whole thing.
Yes, your fears seem to have been quite visionary.
I was in the museum when it happened.
Have you spoken to the police?
I told them everything I know. I mean, I coughed up my brains right there on the table.
So, do you think this is linked to the thefts in Topeka and New Mexico?
That awful red hand was left on Prudence Rutherford's jewelry box in Topeka and on the display case in the museum in New Mexico. What's the chance they're not connected?
Do you know Prudence Rutherford personally?
Oh, we saw each other at functions now and then. Poor Prudence. She adored that necklace.
What's the name of the museum in New Mexico?
The Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. They had a beautiful collection up there, worth a bundle, too. I appraised some pieces for them a few years back.
Why do you think the thief is leaving this red handprint?
To be a gruesome scoundrel?
There was an incident at the museum. Henrik is in the hospital with a head injury.
Poor Henrik. Another squabble between him and Joanna, perhaps? Oh, I'm kidding, but I do remember the time she threatened to push him in the pond. Temper, temper, I'm always telling her.
I need a photo of the Pakal carving. Do you have one?
Joanna took the official print for her insurance claim, but I have a couple extras. Here you go. Keep up the good work.
As much as Taylor is an overstuffed pillowhead, I do enjoy the conversations with him. They're pretty hilarious. How is your quarantine going, Caitlin? For me, my sleep schedule is jarbled and I have 2 papers to finish writing. Oh no, I am sorry, Luna. These ND live streams help keep me relaxed and nostalgic. Oh good, I'm so glad, Luna. Mine is going pretty well. I'm trying to maintain a relatively normal work schedule since I have to work during the week, not normally working from home. So far, so good. It's nice to have all the Nancy Drew games to keep me busy, all my other video games, Sims, my Nintendo Switch, doing lots of virtual chats with family and friends. Yeah, overall it's going okay. Doing speech therapy over an online platform is certainly different.
Well, look who it is.
Hi, Henrik. I've come to talk Maya Kings. Let's see if this photo rings any bells. This will help you to remember.
That face. He's as familiar as my own feet.
Do you know his name?
Pakal. Nancy, this is the stolen carving, isn't it? And I'm the one who took it. I must have. But why? Oh, Pakal. What could I have meant by this?
Think, Henrik. Where's the carving now?
I can't remember.
Easy, Henrik. The answers are in your head. You just need to find them.
It's still in the museum.
Why would you break into the display case and steal the carving only to leave it in the museum?
To protect him. I had to protect him. Oh, Pakal. Something is going on at that museum, a devious plot. I was the only one who could stand in the way.
Aw, thanks, Demon Slayer. I'm so glad you're enjoying it.
Whose plot is this? Is it someone who's involved with the museum?
Forgive me, Nancy, but when I woke up in this hospital bed, I didn't even know my own name. Perhaps the only thing I can offer you is this key. It was found in one of my pockets when I was brought in.
Maybe that key goes to the lock where you hid the Pakal.
I haven't a clue. Take the key now, Nancy. Find out what it opens and return to me, please, with some answers.
You can count on me, Henrik.
In the meantime, I'll sit with my friend Pakal and see if he will tell me anything new. You must keep this to yourself for now. It's your only hope of getting to the bottom of this.
Do you know anything about the theft of Prudence Rutherford's necklace?
I can't remember.
Henrik, I need to know where you put the Pakal carving.
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
I love how she has the option to ask again, as though he actually would remember in the last 5 seconds. His name is Henrik Vanderheun. He's 61 and a half. He lives in Washington, D.C. He's an epigrapher, divorced with 0 children, and allergic to chicken and bee stings. Huh. I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone who's allergic to chicken. It's a pretty common protein. Interesting. When I first discovered your videos, I thought you were young based on your voice. Very cool that you're a speech therapist and have a master's. I I plan on doing my master's in clinical psych soon. Oh, that's super cool, Luna. That'll be really fun. Yeah, I actually get mistaken for being younger all the time. I actually, where am I going? Beach Hill. I actually coach at one of our local high schools too, the competitive speech team, and I frequently get mistaken for a student, and then I have to like show them my employee badge and explain, no, I'm here as a coach, I'm a teacher. I promise I'm allowed to be here. It's kind of funny.
Need something?
Apparently, a Topeka woman named Prudence Rutherford has recently been visited by a red-handed thief, too. Do you have any idea how I might get in touch with her?
Afraid I can't help you there.
I've got work to do.
Semper ubi sabubi.
Semper ubi sabubi. There's our good advice again. So now we have this key, which actually looks, now that I look at it, very, very similar to the keys at the end of the final scene. I wonder if it's even the same key design. But we can use it to access Henrik's desk here, which will be very helpful. We get a floppy disk from him. Anything else in there? Oops. Postcard, tape. I don't think we can take anything else. And then this bottom drawer. Lots of important things here. Translation notes continued. Blessing, curse, curse. Perhaps summon spirit death. Similar to blessing glyph, but with death's face. Captive, captive house, prison was a prisoner. To bring down, war metaphor. Break, destroy. There's already a verb for destruction. My guess, break, broken. Kaban, Day sings Kaban. Earth, either the earth world. Coiled spirals. So he's translating something important, and he seems very interested in it. Four corners of the world, broken earth. Fascinating. This kingly title, very familiar. Pakal, of course, but not like any I've ever seen. Wait, where have I seen this? Rabbit, just like the scribe image. Rabbit as trickster, jester, fool. Very uncommon. Kopan emblem has been modified with a rabbit head, similar to the rabbit scribe. Perform, work, labor. It was completed. Till the end of time? Okay, so some important translations. Lulu the parrot used to say Semper ubi sabubi. Yes, exactly. Lulu will also say that. Number stations. 2050 Hertz transmits a series of 5 digits in Spanish, with each transmission starting with atención, atención. And then they give us the numbers. Write down the last 3 digits of the series, add a 0 to it to get a 4-digit number, add each of the original 5 digits, and add the sum to the 4-digit number from the first step. Add each of the original 5 digits. This is the station that the smugglers will take messages on. And then they give us examples of how to do that. Smuggler stations. Password is the Nahuatl word for snake. Enter it in Morse code and they'll confirm by voice. So we need to get the Nahuatl we need to get the Nahuatl word for snake.
Looks like I need to find someone who speaks Nahuatl.
Who could that be? I have a hunch. Hiked with Big Bunny all day, temperatures in the 100s, oof. Water's scarce, but Highland region is beautiful and pristine except for Bunny's incessant commentary. Even spotted a quetzal flying among the branches, a rare treat. Hard rain last night, shared tent with Big Bunny out of kindness, pity. What does he eat? Nearly suffocated. Crossed paths with Old Shaman today, eager for some relief from Big Bunny, accepted Old Man's invitation to eat. Old Man, Vicente, gave us very strong tea, to which BB reacted negatively. He kept shouting, "Bunny rabbits, flaming bunny rabbits!" Return of the repressed? Once he even pounced on the floor to try to catch one, but there was nothing there. Vicente thought this very funny. I nearly expired from embarrassment. Tea had no unusual effect on me. Big Bunny, thinking of bunnies, that bunny doodle is so cute. A very amused Vicente. That's funny. Old Man told us legend has it the Highlands are haunted by the spirit of a Mox Kali. I understood most, translated for bunny. Here is the legend as best I could gather. At the height of Pakal's reign, a royal Maya scribe, Suapili Amax Kali, wrote an account of the Maya that somehow defamed Pakal's name. Amax Kali disappeared along with all traces of her work. The rumor was that Pakal banished the scribe and her writings to the far reaches of the netherworld. Highland elders swear that Amaxkali has haunted these hills for centuries and will not rest until her writings are unearthed and her name is restored to dignity. Banished, ha, if only Pakal were so lenient. Would have enjoyed the story much more without the unwanted outbursts of my foolish sidekick. Quite a tale, though. Amazing that it has survived somehow over hundreds of years. Big Bunny wants to start small-time smuggling racket to pay off his college tuition. Ugh, he's the last person I'd want for a partner in crime. But I do need some way to fund my own studies. I wonder if I could stand it. It kind of looks like he could, since we have notes on how to contact smugglers. Travels today have been uneventful. Sun is hotter than ever. Tomorrow we return to base camp. Cannot wait to be rid of my companion. Suspect he is really a dog in bunny clothing. Yak, yak, yak. Sir Bunny the Garrulous. Funny. Okay. Wow, lots of information there. Important pieces of information. We need to talk to Alejandro and figure out the Nahuatl word for snake. And then we have more things for our favorite amnesiac to look at. Oh wait, not Taylor. I meant Alejandro. Oh my gosh, the snowflakes outside are now getting huge. It's April. It shouldn't be snowing. Woe is me. Okay, Mexican consulate. That's what we wanted. We want to talk to Alejandro. Where he will bribe us, blackmail us.
Buenos dias.
I need to know the Nahuatl word for snake. Can you help me?
What do you need that word for?
I'd rather not say. It's part of my investigation.
Now, if only I could remember the word for snake. I hear you have been a great help to Henrik. I wonder if you can help me improve my memory too.
Something tells me this translation is going to come with strings attached.
I am almost certain that the provenance documents for the Pakal carving were falsified. I have asked Joanna to see the documents, but she evades me. If you can find that file in her office and bring it to me, I think it might help my memory of Nahuatl a lot.
Hi, I made it. Hi, Amanda. So glad you could make it. Oh, it snowed last night in Colorado, but that's normal for Colorado. Yeah, unfortunately, it's normal for us here in Minnesota, too, to have snow this time of year.
What makes you think they were falsified?
In Mexico, it is common knowledge that the carving was stolen from Pakal's tomb when it was first excavated. But no one has been able to prove it. If I can determine that the provenance documents are a fraud, this will be the first major step toward legal repatriation of the artwork, whenever and wherever it resurfaces.
Okay, Alejandro. I'll see what I can do.
I feel my Nahuatl coming back to me already. Do you know what Sihuapili means? Princess or lady. Now, if only I could remember the word for snake.
I should get back to the museum.
Goodbye.
You live in Quebec, Luna, and the snow finally started to melt. Oh, lucky. Yeah, yesterday it was 60 degrees, and today it's 30 degrees. So, snow had melted, and now it's back. Okay, we need the Nahuatl word for snake, so we need to get the provenance documents, which means we need to get rid of Joanna. Which I think means that we need to track down some more information about Cinnabar. Which is, as far as I know... Oop. Open the door, close the door. Hello, fellow Canadian, but I'm a West Coast girl, so I never get snow. That's interesting. So it snows less on the west coast of Canada than it does on the east coast? Super Archiver, Silvio's, the Microscope Doctor, Keep It Real Restoration, Mercuric Sulfide, 555-6766.
You have no voicemail.
Keep it real. Max speaking.
Hi, I'm the new deputy curator over at Beach Hill Museum. I wonder if you could answer a couple of questions for me about our ordering history.
Well, hello there, Beach Hill. Hey, you're not Sunny June. Whatever happened to that guy? I suppose he caught a ride on a flying saucer, huh? What a riot. I'm sorry. Anyway, you don't need to reorder, do you? Unless you ate last week's shipment for breakfast, that is.
So there hasn't been a holdup at the distributor or anything like that?
Hold up. Oh, I don't know where you heard that. We've got enough mercuric sulfide in-house to sink a ship.
Do you know who placed that order?
The initials on the order are JR.
You're sure it was last week?
Oh, that's what it says here.
Was the package shipped to the museum?
Oh? Oops, I guess we didn't ship it at all. It looks like the package was picked up here at the warehouse.
Can you remember anything about the person who picked up the package?
I sure can't. Guess I must have been at lunch or something.
Well, thanks for your help.
Sure thing. I hope there wasn't any problem with the stuff, was there? We only used the top-grade mercuric sulfide.
Judging by the impression it left, I'd have to agree that the quality was fine.
Well, you sound a little green in the chemicals department, if you don't mind my saying so. I hope you know that mercuric sulfide is highly toxic. Makes you crazy.
Toxic?
Oh, looks like I've got another call coming in here. You give us a call in about 4 months or so when you start to run out, okie doke? And don't forget to keep it real.
She, Joanna lied to us about a holdup with the Cinnabar. Why would she lie to us about Cinnabar? Because she's using the Cinnabar to leave mysterious handprint messages? Very suspicious. We've had snow on Pikes Peak all year long some years. Oh wow, that's cool. I live near Vancouver. If you go further north, then yeah, there is more snow. The ocean wind keeps the snow away for the most part. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I can't wait till it starts getting warmer here in Pittsburgh so we can use our new above-ground pool. Fun. But when we do get snow like we did this year, the whole city shuts down because no one can drive in the stuff. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Best thing about the quarantine is reconnecting with our childhoods and learning to relax again through hobbies that we may have neglected. I guess that's the upside to all the chaos. Exactly. That's very true. The upside of this is that I get to spend some time playing Nancy Drew games with all of you, which I wouldn't have time to do otherwise. It's definitely a scary situation, but it can be helpful to look on the bright side for sure. Oh my gosh, I just got a text from my brother. I think he's lurking. Enjoy your lurk. That's hilarious. Every time you say Cinnabar, it makes me think of cinnamon buns. Now I want some. Oh, now I want cinnamon buns. That sounds so good.
You have no voicemail. Press 9 for an outside line.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Sorry. Notifications pop up. Excuse me. There we go. And back.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
I need to contact a woman named Prudence Rutherford. I noticed she's on the board of the Topeka Commission for the Arts, and that they've donated money to Beach Hill. Any idea how I might track her down?
Well, you're in luck. It so happens that Prudence and I sat on the panel of judges for the Kansas Speak No Evil Mime competition for 3 years in a row, back when I lived in Wichita. How's that for a small world?
You judged a mime competition?
Indeed I did. I haven't talked to Prudence in about 10 years. But let's see if I still have her in this old dinosaur of a Rolodex. Ah, yes, here we go. Got a pen? It's area code 785-555-7279. What's this all about?
I think you actually have to write down her number too. Otherwise, we forget it. Like, I don't think Nancy writes it down for us, which would be kind of a problem since we need to call her to continue this on.
Miss Rutherford had a necklace with a Maya artifact stolen right out of her home. I'm trying to see if there's any connection between these robberies.
Ha! You're a real pro, Nancy. Say, why don't I call ahead and let Prudence know what's going on? That way I can say hello and she'll be expecting you.
That would be great, Mr. Rose.
Not a problem, dear.
I've been getting some writing done for fanfic and finally getting some world building done. That's awesome. Yes, writing is another great way to pass the time. Prudence! Yes, I'm so excited to give Prudence a call. That's one thing that kind of sucks, though, being hungry all the time. My messed up sleep schedule means I'm eating at random times, like 2 a.m., and a lot of it is cereal or snacks. It's so true. Like, I only have primarily, like, frozen foods and non-perishables to minimize how frequently I'm leaving my place. So it means, like, you can't just go out and get whatever you want at any time, which is frustrating. Like, when the weather was nice yesterday, I wanted nothing more than to go, like, get some hot dogs and grill some hot dogs and have some chips and some nice picnic food, but can't do that. That is definitely one of the harder parts. Several fandoms currently working on a Nancy Drew rewrite, a Hardy Boys rewrite, Adventure Boys and Blythe Girls series, and a Clue rewrite. That is so fun. I love that. Okay, Franklin didn't let us get rid of Joanna, though.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
Oops, false alarm. I'll call you later.
Not a problem, dear.
I think this is one of those, like, weird game mechanics where we need to go use the phone in our hotel room for some weird reason. Is it 5:30 or is it 4:30? I think it's 5:30, which is actually fairly late in the day. So maybe we can go get some stuff done. Make some calls from home. Not home, hotel. Might as well be Nancy's home. I mean, is she ever actually at home? Not very frequently. Where are we? There we go. Colonial Hotel. Wonderful. Now's to the part of the game where we start to get to the phone call heavy section. But at least they're important phone calls. Like, we actually get some important information this way. Which isn't always the case with phone calls. And we can also put in this disc. This Zia disc. It's like not a floppy disk. I have no idea what that is. I've never seen that before. But it's like a weird version of a floppy disk. Oh, and that we needed a password for that. Do I have that written down? What is the password for Henrik's? Huh. I can't quite remember. I'm gonna have to look that up later. But we can do some calls.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
Oops, false alarm. I'll call you later.
Not a problem, dear.
Well, I guess I'm not allowed to call Franklin right now. I guess we should just call Prudence? Ooh, that is a really good question, Luna. Do you think the next Nancy Drew game will be better or worse than Midnight in Salem? They just confirmed one is in the works, so I'm wondering if they will take the criticism to heart and make it better. Yeah, there's been, like, rumblings that they are making a new one. And they've said a couple times that, yes, we are, in fact, working on another one. I should, like, so you guys don't have to listen to the ringtone. I am hopeful that they will take the criticisms to heart. But at the same time, it would be tricky to implement with the new system that they're going for. It's like the direction that they are wanting to go takes away more from a lot of the things in this original series that made it successful. So I'm hopeful. I would love a good game. That would be great. I also would like it to not take 5 years to make. I mean, that would also be handy. Let's give Prudence a call. What do you guys think? Amanda, I certainly hope so. We could use a good game right about now. Yeah, we really could. But how long will it take? That's my concern. And would it be worth the wait?
Yes, hello?
It's Prudence! Love Prudence.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew, calling from Washington, D.C. I'm trying to reach Prudence Rutherford, please.
Oh, yes, Franklin told me you'd be calling. Such dreadful news about Beach Hill. I will do everything in my power to help you catch those rapscallions. To think how they violated the sanctity of my domicile. Good heavens.
Good heavens.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss. What can you tell me about the necklace?
I can't even think about it. Oh, just the very thought of my precious necklace gone, stranded, orphaned, and in the hands of some dirty stranger makes my blood boil.
Was the necklace a gift?
I inherited it from my mother-in-law. But you see, the necklace means much more to me than just a handful of priceless rubies.
Did the necklace have a lot of sentimental value?
Yes, I'm afraid it did. I had the necklace restrung to include an exquisite jade carving as the centerpiece, a genuine artifact of the ancient Maya. The carving is not only one of a kind, but a Rutherford family heirloom given to me by my great-grandfather when I was just a little girl.
Does the carving have any meaning that you know of?
It features a rare glyph. No one's been able to give me a precise translation, but most epigraphers have agreed that it has something to do with a snake, the color green, and the direction south. It's terribly fascinating.
Do you think the thief or thieves had any idea of what they were stealing?
Oh, they must have known. The rest of my valuables were left untouched. Frankly, I don't know whether to be grateful or insulted.
What about evidence?
The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was this positively ghoulish red handprint on the wall. I nearly jumped out of my skin.
A red handprint was left at the scene of the crime at Beach Hill, too. Ms. Rutherford, I'm almost certain that these robberies were committed by the same person.
But why? What is so special about these carvings?
Miss Rutherford, it would be so helpful if I knew exactly what your carving looked like. Could you send me a picture that shows it in detail?
I can do better than a photo. The insurance company made this dreadful replica of the necklace with the idea that I would wear such a thing to public functions. Please. But I could send that to you if you'd like.
Perfect. Let me give you the address.
My secretary will have the address of the museum. Now, if that is all you will require, young lady, I will need to attend to other pressing matters.
Thanks a million, Miss Rutherford. I won't let you down.
Call me Prudence. Oh, and Nancy, when you find the villains who did this to me, do me a favor and give them a sound thrashing.
You're coming through loud and clear. Bye.
Okay, so Prudence is going to send us our, or her copy. Oh my gosh, I agree with these comments so much. They mention that point-and-click games are dying out and they want to expand their horizons, but by changing the mechanics, they prove fans actually preferred the old style of gameplay after all. Yep, the format works for Nancy. I've done game creation as well as worked with the graphics engine they switched to. I just don't think it works for the style fans are used to. Yeah, and I think they focused so much on improving the graphics and changing the style of the games entirely that they completely forgot about any element of story or like puzzles or anything that actually makes a mystery game a good mystery. Because the Nancy Drew games essentially are like really elevated hidden object games where you have these huge environments that you can go through, and the point and click style works really well for that, but like if you ignore the mystery and the character development, what's the point then, you know? It looked a lot more like a Sims DLC than anything else, but graphics aside, it had a lot of potential, but they squandered it by neglecting character development or puzzles. Exactly. Like, the graphics weren't even, like, good for most people because, yeah, just like you said, Demon Slayer, you can't really access that style of graphics. It takes a lot more power. It's not as accessible to everyone. I have a pretty like solid computer and I could not run it on anything but the low graphics setting, and the low graphics setting is rough. Looks so weird. So yeah, lots of problems. Totally agree with all of you.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
Oops, false alarm. I'll call you later.
Not a problem, dear.
Okay, I get it, Franklin Rose. You don't want us to talk to you. I get it. That's hilarious. Didn't they also fire almost all of the staff that made the Nancy Drew game, so they don't have staff that knows how to make a true Nancy Drew game? Exactly, Demon Slayer. They did. They got rid of basically all of the original staff, and they are outsourcing a lot of the game. So it's not in-house like it used to be. It's not a collaborative project like it used to be. It's just kind of scattered and yeah. Lots of changes that I don't think necessarily needed to be made. They could have continued along in there were other routes they could have taken, to say the least. Off to Beach Hill, where hopefully we have, they also have a new CEO, I believe. She's interested in making phone games now to appeal to a wider audience. Right. Yeah, that's the thing. That's their whole thing, is that they want to try and appeal to a wider audience, but they, like, are not. Like, I don't know. Does anyone think that these changes that they're making are actually appealing to a wider audience? Yeah, not phone games. Exactly. Like, that's not the point. Like, I don't know how successful Codes and Clues was, but that's not what the majority of the fan base is here for. It just doesn't seem like it's actually working. Like, I don't think the changes are beneficial, and most of what it's doing seems to just be alienating the original fan base to begin with. Studios trying to appeal to phone games and high monetization is how to ruin almost any franchise. Yeah, like, that's a really good way to chase away your loyal supporters. Nobody wants that. We just want quality games. Let's go see if we can talk to Henrik. Quality games like this one. This is a quality game. Oh good, we can talk to Henrik. Oh, but he's asleep, so we're just gonna leave him these notes. And we'll back away. I wonder if we can go right back. So we called Prudence. She's going to give us her stuff. They said the exact same thing about the Nancy Drew show. Yeah. I've always, like, wondered why a lot of the movies and show depictions of Nancy are not super successful. And I think it's because they always try to modernize her in a really weird way. Like, in a way that distorts her original character.
Need something?
I need to know the Nahuatl word for snake. Any ideas?
Afraid I can't help you there.
I've got work to do.
Semper ubi sub ubi.
That's what we need to do. We need to go talk to Alejandro. I love mystery games and play a ton of hidden object point and click games. Nancy Drew is the height of those style of games. At least it used to be. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. We're trying to appeal to a wider, younger audience. Alienates the actual fan base. Exactly. And I just don't think it's working. Like, I don't know. Is it actually appealing to a wider, younger audience? Are new people actually playing these games? They say they are, but...
Hello.
Do you know what Cinnabar is?
The red powder that the Maya used? Sure, I know it. They use it at Beach Hill too, do they not?
Cinnabar was used to make the red handprint that was left at the scene of the Pakal theft.
What is your point?
Joanna said the museum didn't have any, but the supplier said she ordered some last week.
Have you called the police?
I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Of course. Sister Joanna couldn't possibly be a thief now, could she?
I should get back to the museum.
Yes, you should.
I actually agree, Amanda. I liked the recent movie too, and I liked the movie with Emma Roberts. I thought that one was pretty good as well. It just doesn't seem like it was successful for a wide range of people. Like it was somewhat successful for Nancy Drew fans, but I just wonder why that appeal isn't there for like wider audiences.
Hello.
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy.
Like making in the new CW show, I know Nancy's character is quite different, and it's a lot more like dark and adult than it used to be. Stuff like that. Like they just make changes that I think there are definitely ways to maintain Nancy's character, but still modernize her. Like the way that they do in these games, actually, I think is the perfect way to modernize Nancy and still make her feel like the original character. They fail to realize that the audience they're targeting isn't into Nancy Drew and are more into shooters and modern series, right? The bulk of their support comes from die-hard fans from decades ago, totally. I think the Nancy Drew games already appeal to a wide audience. I played them super young and still enjoy them today. When you appeal to everyone, you appeal to nobody. Right, yeah. Like, these games are great for everyone, and I recommend them to everyone. I think they are fantastic for kids, and they're fantastic for adults, and they have so much to offer to a wide variety of players. They are kind of, like, I know that somebody made that good point about, like, shooters and other modern games being more what other people are into. Like, these are more for casual gamers. Like, I don't want to play a shooter game. That's just not my style. I want to play games like these where I'm like solving a mystery or I'm doing something more interesting. Pakal carving. So these are all the provenance documents for the Pakal carvings. Or like Sims games or Breath of the Wild. That's why I don't have a PlayStation or an Xbox or anything. I have the Nintendo Switch because I like more like casual family style games, lighter things. And that's just my style, and I think the Nancy Drew games definitely appeal to that audience. And I don't know that that's something that you need to change, and I don't think it's necessarily possible to change them that way. That's the thing. We might not know if they are playing the games or reading the books after watching the show. They might not want to tell because their plan isn't working. Yeah, I feel like it's not. Like they just say it is, and it's not. Packing list. So we can look at this packing list to see how accurate it is. That'll be good. A key. That'll be helpful. Anything else that we can snoop through? So I totally forgot that we have to go talk to Alejandro. He's the one who gets rid of Joanna. Because he tattles on her to Franklin Rose, and then he gets her kicked out. So we don't have to do it. He's just going to do it for us, which is handy. Several school curriculums have actually started recommending Nancy Drew games for quarantine in conjunction with actual courses because they deem them to be beneficial for kids. Totally. Absolutely. Like, these games are so educational, like we were talking about earlier, and they're so good for critical thinking and problem solving. They're just great. They also filed a niche. There's no other games like it, at least not very good ones. They're super unique. Exactly. They're totally unique. They definitely have their niche, but I think it's a really dedicated niche.
Hello, Nancy. You have a special delivery for me, I hope?
Until they start to alienate us.
Here's your file, as requested.
Good work, my friend. I suppose you would like something in return?
I trust your Nahuatl has become fluent again.
The Nahuatl word for snake is coatl. C-O-A-T-L.
That's the wrong verb agreement, Nancy. Or noun agreement? It should be muchas gracias, not muchos.
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy.
Okay, so now we know the word for snake in Nahuatl. so we could do the smuggling part now. As for the show, there were a couple of fantastic episodes. Nancy was starting to shine through when the ghosts weren't there showing her where to find the clues. But now the characters really are in name only. I had to stop watching entirely after the last big reveal. I haven't tried the show yet. That's interesting to hear. Hello, good to see everyone again. Hello, Hound Dog. Good to see you. Quite true, and yes, these games are perfect for educational purposes. Totally. These games are excellent for educational purposes. Particularly this one. Perfect example, anyone who needs to be homeschooling children right now. Have them play this game and do a little social studies lesson on the Maya. Nancy, the police called. They want me to go down to the station for further questioning. Something about an anonymous tip. Ugh, do I have time for this? No. Hold down the fort while I'm gone, will you please? I left my office open. If you need anything, be back soon, Joanna. So yes, Joanna totally got kicked out. Crazy. Your notification didn't come through. Oh, bummer. Hi, Golden Moon. I'm so glad you were able to join. That's so weird. Do you have the notification bell on? I'm sorry your notification didn't come through. It's been a while. I'll have to leave for work in about an hour again, but good to stop by in the meantime. Yes, so glad you could join, Hound Dog, even for a little bit. Midnight in Salem and the lack of history is super sad. Salem has so much history they could have used, but it never happened. I think that's my biggest disappointment with Midnight in Salem. The museum was kind of a joke. And it was very disappointing. Oh!
The radio tube went out.
The radio tube went out. Okay, so we'll need to get a new one of those from the other ham radio. And the only other one is the one in the exhibit. Love this song. Yes, the music in this one is so good. I missed the beginning of the stream, but good to catch it now. Yes, we're kind of in the midst. We're fairly close in the middle of where things are right now. There was a game series called Live Life or something that tried to copy Sims by making it incredibly graphically diverse and going nuts on details, but they fell flat. Kind of reminds me of the new Nancy Drew. Right, like it's the content that matters. It doesn't need to be flashy. If it appeals to somebody already because of the content and the story and the meaning behind it and the experience, then why do you need all these flashy graphics? Right, Amanda? Yeah, I was waiting. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. Glad you made it through. Yes, I'm glad too. Salem Museum review. Kind of a joke. 2 out of 10. That's basically my review. Is it bad if I only give it 1 out of 10? I don't even know if I'd give it 2 out of 10. It wasn't, like, educational at all. There was nothing in there. This museum makes that museum look like a joke. I don't know another word to say it. Okay. Time to smuggle. What do I have to put in first? Where are my notes? I need to put in, is it 2050 hertz? 2050. And then we'll connect.
Atención, 8, 3, 2, 7, 1, 7.
So we have 83271. So we add 0 to the last 3 digits, which gives us 2710. Add all of the digits together, which gives us 21. So then our total, add steps 1 and 2, is 2731. So then 2, 7, 3, 1. Is that what we do? Aha, we do. Okay, so first, don't we need the password? So dot, dash dot, dash dot gives us C. And then 3 dashes for O. Dot dash for A. A dash for T. See, I'm learning Morse code. It's really educational. Or I learned it earlier and wrote it down in my notebook.
Mensaje entendido. Transmítalo ahora.
Message understood. Transmit now. Okay, we want to do leche, which means milk, which means send me the merchandise. E dash dot dash dot, and then dot 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 dot, and then dot leche.
Mensaje recibido.
Message
Entregaremos
received.
el paquete lo más pronto posible. Cambio y fuera.
We'll send the packet as soon as possible. Over and out. Sweet. We did it! How do you turn it off? There we go. Also, I heard Her was in financial trouble. Yes, they totally were. The new style of games is much more money to produce. I feel like the old style was really getting amazing graphics, right? The graphics in Sea of Darkness were so good, and then they switched to something that's a lot more expensive and a lot less successful. It's just a weird idea. The old style's probably cheaper to produce. It had to have been, right? Give it whatever number you feel fits it best. Ah, thanks. Yeah, new review. Wasn't educational at all. Nothing in there. 1 out of 10. It's true. I remember learning Morse code in Freddy Fish. Yes, Freddy Fish. This is way more educational and way more fun. Should probably let my sister finish Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. Yes. Love Ghost Dogs. I'm excited to play that one next. It's so good. My second favorite game after Warnings at Waverly Academy. So now we have 2 packages on our way. And let's maybe go talk to Henrik, because next... Oh, actually, we can look at this manifest real quick. Because this... Well, normally... Oh, all this does actually is just show us that the jade carving is here. In one of the cases, but we don't have the key for that yet. So let's go talk to Henrik. Hopefully he's awake and available. At the hospital. I know it's so much fun. Oh, it's so good. Reality orientation in progress. But I need to talk to you, Henrik. Who can I talk to? Sinclair? Let's go talk to Sinclair. Let's go talk to the overstuffed pillowhead. Is that overstuffed pillowhead Sinclair?
Any news?
I'd better get going.
See you around.
Why won't anyone talk to me? I want that. I want to talk to Poppy. I think what we need is we need Henrik's password to his disc. And if we can look at his disc, then we are in a much better place. Do I have it written down? Does anyone know the password to Henrik's disc? Time to talk with your fiance, Henrik. Exactly. Henrik's personality merged with Alejandro's appearance, and then that's my fiance. Except I can't talk to him because he's in reality orientation, which also sounds very accurate to my fiance. Why do I keep going back? Trying to go to the hotel. Want a cookie? They're from Oaxaca. No, you overstuffed pillowhead. I don't want your ancient cookies. Please, no. What is his password? I don't think I have it written down. Oh, I do have it written down, but has he told me yet? I think I need to see it from the actual, his notes. Like, I don't think I'm allowed to look at it yet. Oh, I am. Oh, nope, I've encountered a fatal error. Well, who can I talk to then? Am I supposed to talk to Franklin Rose about firing Joanna? Because I haven't done that yet. I generally try to avoid phone conversations in certain games just because they take so long, and rather than just like looking at a phone. I'd rather be like exploring around doing things. So I try to avoid them if I don't need to do them, but they're kind of important sometimes. Does your fiance transcend reality? That's pretty darn cool. I mean, sometimes. Sometimes, definitely. Oh, we got a package. Okay, so the Maya like crossed eyes. So we need to get them all to have crossed eyes. Like that. And that. Woohoo! Victory music. NED has encountered a fatal error. No! Bummer. Oh, I love this victory music so much. This might be my favorite victory music. Is this my favorite victory music? This one and Danger and Deception Island might be my favorites. Okay, so we have our first piece. Let's talk to Franklin, maybe? Every time I try to talk to him, he ignores me.
Voicemail. Press 0 to retrieve message.
Nancy, it's Joanna. The police are done giving me the 3rd degree, but now the board has suspended me. To make a long story short, I'm forbidden to set foot in the museum. Could you please call Franklin Rose and try to reason with him? If we don't get a move on, this exhibit is going straight down the tubes.
To replay messages, press 0. Press 9 for an outside line.
Press 9 for an
You
outside
have no
line.
voice.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, you must be psychic. I was just getting ready to call you myself.
As a matter of fact, I have been brushing up on my mind reading.
Well, thank goodness I've got you on my side. I feel I should apologize for the situation that's going on at the museum, dear. I really did think we were setting you up with a nice little internship, a breather from your casework. But instead, it looks like we've fed you to the lions.
Don't worry, I'm used to it by now. And after all, this situation is no more treacherous than my recent attempt at a ski vacation in Wisconsin. Anyway, about Beach Hill.
I think I know what you're going to say, Nancy. Let me be frank. Joanna Riggs has been in the doghouse with the board for months. Her thirst for acclaim has led her to gamble the future and the reputation of Beach Hill time and again. Now that we've lost the Pakal carving, one of our most notable pieces, well, she's just got to be stopped.
But with Henrik in the hospital and Joanna suspended, how can we possibly get this exhibit off the ground?
Leave that to me. We'll postpone the opening if we have to. Look, I've got a client waiting, Nancy. What we need now is for you to take up the slack. I've spoken to the rest of the board, and we've agreed that the best thing is to put you in charge.
Sorry, notifications. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Sorry. They agree that the best thing to do is to put me in charge? I don't have any experience.
Oh, Mr. Rose, I'm not qualified to be a curator. I don't have the experience.
Maybe not, but you are the best qualified detective I know, which is just what we need right now. We're counting on you to catch this thief red-handed. Ha ha. Just kidding, kiddo. If you can get the Pakal back, we'll see about giving Ms. Riggs another chance. That seems fair, doesn't it?
It's a deal, Mr. Rose.
Bye, kiddo.
Is George or Joe close by to tinker with him? Let's hope so. We can't let NED go down. I hear you. I wish there were more in-person talks instead of phone calls. I suppose they couldn't because of the budget, though. Yeah, it totally makes sense why there aren't. It would just be nice. The victory music is more mysterious compared to Deception Island's more victorious one, but both sound good. Yeah, maybe it depends on what I'm in the mood for. Like, do I want a mysterious victory music, or do I want, like, victory music? Henrik, are you done orienting to reality? LOL, you're fine. Thank you, Amanda. I detest slider puzzles. Would have been amazing if that notification came up during one. Yeah, that'd be great. I try to respond to every comment that you guys leave me. Stone! A curse upon you who beholds this terror. The evil deeds of the whisperer of silent secrets remain undead within this prison of rock. What? Broken only when the four corners of the world are bound together, when the first king ascends the throne again, when the last Copan fool has labored till the end of time. Stone. So that is his password, and it's also part of this translation that he was working on, which sounds a lot like the monolith.
Nancy, you have brought me back to my work.
You recognize the riddle then?
I've been working like a fiend. Look at the board.
Well, I just did, but okay, I'll look again.
This has something to do with the plot at the museum, Nancy. I'm sure of it.
What is the prison of stone?
It's a tomb. Pakal called it a prison because it was designed to prevent the Whisperer's soul from entering the underworld.
Why did Pakal want to imprison the Whisperer's soul?
The Whisperer came from a distinguished line of royal scribes. I can't seem to remember her name, but I do recall that she wrote an account of Maya history that greatly angered Pakal because of the way it depicted his ascent to the throne.
Right, Amanda? Like, Nancy is very giving with her time.
How did Pakal wish to be depicted?
From the age of 12, when he came to the throne, Pakal claimed to be divinely appointed the first true, authentic king of the Maya. Then, the Whisperer came along and wrote that Pakal was only king because his mother pulled some strings. It was quite a blow to Pakal's image.
So he put her in a stone prison?
Pakal swore that the Whisperer's words would never see the light of day. He put her body, her soul, and her writings all in a tomb and locked it up tight.
Wait, Henrik, a prison of stone? We're not talking about the monolith, are we?
That's the idea.
Does anyone else know about this?
Good question. I'm certain that there's a dirty rat trying to get into that tomb. This is where my memory fizzles out. If I could only figure out why I took the Pakal.
Do you think there is anyone I can trust?
Please don't breathe a word of this. There's too much at stake.
Henrik, I received a note from your friends in Copan. I've got the Copan Fool key. I still need the Pakal, though. How's your memory?
The tomb. Nancy, I hid the Pakal carving in the replica of the Pakal tomb at the bottom of the temple exhibit. Huh. Now, how did I think of that? And another thing. You'll need to get past that computer quiz. Sunny set it up with an impossible question. No one knows what Pakal was afraid of, but Sunny was petrified of the Coatamundi. It's an ornery bandit with a narrow snout and a long ringed tail, much like a raccoon or a polecat.
That does sound kind of scary.
Did you use Joanna's name last week to place an order for Cinnabar with Keep It Real Restoration?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
Do you have anything against Joanna?
Who knows?
Have you ever been part of a smuggling racket?
I don't know.
You rest up. I'll be back.
I'll do my best.
Ooh, I totally agree. This music hits that perfect balance of mysterious but classy, just like old detective movies like Poirot. I can't talk. Poirot. Did they model this guy after Professor McGonagall? Is he giving you McGonagall vibes? Where am I going? Where am I going? Oh yeah, my hotel. Because we know his password now, so we can do the password and get all the information off of his disk. We're making some good progress. Okay. Password is stone, and we shouldn't get a fatal error this time. Yep, we are good now. Translation. So this is the same translation that we saw in the hospital. His notes, tons of notes. Bool. Did the Maya think of Bool as a metaphor for warfare? A Tanzahab, a matchmaker hired... Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a comment from you, Hound Dog. That's hilarious. I wonder if this will pop up during a stream. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. You're hacking the stream, Hound Dog. I'm dying. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, a Tanzahab, matchmaker, hired by a boy groom's parents to assess the suitability of a prospective marriage. Bride and groom were often married without ever having spoken a word to each other. Check to see if there's an exhibit on this for the temple quiz. There isn't, Henrik. That's great. The best prof to be modeled after. This is true. McGonagall is great. Who knows? You? Exactly. McGonagall looks. Yeah, he kind of does actually have McGonagall looks. I know what you mean. He makes me think of a somewhat more polite version of Snape. The way he talks is very silky like that. Well, it looks like it worked. I'm glad that worked. Thought I'd give it a try. That was so funny. That's so clever. Oh my gosh, I love it. Greenstone, jade, jadeite, serpentine, all different shades of green. Used it often to make both artistic and sacred objects. The 6 keys would likely be carved out of this. Indeed they are. Prison of stone. The prison bears an intricate lock. 6 separate keys must be assembled to fit the lock. Look at the riddle. 4 corners of the world plus the Fool and the King, 6. Each must represent one interlocking part of a bigger key. Whisperer. North. So this is the North key. Okay, so these are the different keys. Artifacts found as far north as New Mexico. Numerous pieces were lost in the recent Chaco Canyon Cultural Center heist. The North key likely among them, so we need to call them. The South Key, Maya civilization extended to western Honduras, northern El Salvador, Belize, further. See the Rutherford interview in recent issue of Art Appraiser. So she is sending us the South Key already. Good job, Hound. Yeah, that was impressive. Claps for you, Hound Dog. That was pretty spectacular. East, the Cuba Key. The Maya were great astronomers, therefore capable of sea travel. Seems likely they would have been aware of the island. Records show one Bishop Diego de Landa found a strange jade carving there in 1652. Could this be the East Key? I wonder if that's, the East Key. Daddle, Henry Albert IV. Vermilion, South Dakota. Henry Daddle. So the West Key from Revilla, Gigado Island. Research, unidentifiable glyphs sold at New York auction. And then the Copan Fool, radio for delivery, which we already did. And then the Pakal carving, which we'll find hopefully soon. Touted itself as the first true king. Lamanai, city's name means submerged crocodile. That's cool. Paul Kaka, the priest responsible for giving children their first names and naming. Ah for boys, Eeks for girls. After prefix, the name of a mammal, reptile, or bird. Ah Balam, girl, Eeks Kuat. After puberty, the child would take on his or her father's last name as well. Okay, that's really cool. After your prefix, the name of a mammal, reptile, or bird. Okay, everyone, what's your name? I want to be Eeks Manatee. Because manatees are my favorite animals. And it's a mammal, so it works. Eeks Manatee. Contacts. Mexico. Lots of contacts in Mexico. Belize. Guatemala. Honduras. Password snake and Nohatl. We got that. And El Salvador. Okay. We have some phone calls to make. So, first, we should call the, I don't know, let's call the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center, shall we?
Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
Hi, I'm hoping to speak to someone about the theft that happened there recently.
Are you the press?
No, I'm a detective investigating a similar crime in Washington, D.C.
This is Sheila Schultz, the director. What would you like to know?
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from the Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I understand you had some rare Maya artifacts stolen recently.
That's right. It's a terrible loss, and the police here have no leads.
Beach Hill was robbed, too. We lost one of our prized jade carvings.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I'm wondering if the robberies are connected. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the incident at Chaco Canyon?
Fire away.
I heard the thief left a red handprint at the scene of the crime. Is that true?
Yes. It was very gruesome. It looked like blood, but according to the police analysis, the print was made with a mercuric sulfide paste.
Do you know of any symbolic meaning attached to a red hand?
Don't walk, don't go there, talk to the hand, as my 15-year-old would say? Really, I haven't the slightest idea.
What types of artifacts did the thief get away with?
Only the center's most prized pieces. The case contained 5 pre-Columbian artifacts that were excavated right from this area.
Eeks Panda. Yes. Love that. Next stream, Eeks Manatee streams Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. Yes, that's my new YouTube name. I am from this point on now Eeks Manatee.
Which piece would you say is the greatest loss for the center?
Definitely the jade carving. It was highly unusual. There was a glyph on it that no one could translate. Until we hired Henrik Vanderheun, that is. His opinion was that it's Mayan in origin, and that it may have been a place name glyph for this area. As you can imagine, we regarded it as something of a regional treasure.
Do you know that Henrik Vanderheun works for Beach Hill now?
Yes, I know. His departure was a great loss for us.
Why didn't you mention the connection when I told you I was from Beach Hill?
I guess it didn't seem important.
Was Henrik still working at Chaco Canyon when the theft occurred?
No. It happened just a few days after he left. I remember because after the police left, the staff and I were so depressed, we went into the lounge and pigged out on the rest of Henrik's farewell cake.
No, that's sad.
Was Henrik on good terms with Chaco Canyon when he left?
Well, it was awfully abrupt. As soon as he heard about that monolith, boom, he was gone. For some reason, he just had to go study it. We weren't exactly happy about it, but it's not like quitting is against the law.
Ooh, which Mario Kart track, Hound Dog?
Do you recall having some appraisal work done by an art dealer by the name of Taylor Sinclair?
How could I forget? He went on and on about the impossibly rare artifacts he could get for us. I said, "Are you an art dealer or a smuggler?" But he assured me that the provenance documents would all be in order. Still, I never did any further business with him. He just seemed slippery.
Yeah, right? And they don't even check to look for the fingerprints, Hound Dog. Like, that would be a pretty obvious place to start.
Could you send me a photo of that jade carving so I can take a look at the glyph?
I'm afraid I sent our only print off to the insurance company. They said they'd return it, but who knows when our claim will be processed. I'm sorry.
I've just got to get my hands on a replica of that jade carving you lost. Do you have any ideas?
Not off the top of my head, but maybe one of my staff will have a bright idea. I need some time to ask around. Can you call back later?
Sure thing.
Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
Now, Sheila, define later. Like, if I call you back now, will it work?
Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew calling.
Hi, Nancy. It's Sheila. Well, we racked our brains. Finally, one of my staff came up with the original box that the carving was packed in. The piece was encased in a tight foam cast to prevent damage during shipping. I'm not sure how much good it'll do you, but I can send it to you if you like.
That just might work.
Henrik left Beach Hill as his forwarding address, so I know what to do. I'll send it express.
Thanks a million, Sheila.
Good luck with your investigation.
Ooh, a glove, a mannequin hand. Look at all these creative detective ideas. I just realized I hadn't, like, saved the game at all, so... Oop, CGI. Streaming. Just in case, you never know. Better to be safe than sorry. I have a really bad habit of forgetting to save. Okay, so apparently to Sheila, 5 seconds constitutes later, so we're good on that. And now can we call Henry Daddle? I'm gonna call Henry Daddle. Henry Albert Daddle IV.
Daddle residence.
Hi, may I speak to Henry Daddle, please?
Speaking.
Mr. Daddle, my name is Nancy Drew. This is a long shot, but I'm calling regarding a Maya artifact that was bought at auction in 1898 by one Henry Albert Daddle. Does that ring any bells?
Sure. Henry Albert Daddle Sr. was my great-grandfather. You're talking about the jade carving, right?
Yes, exactly. Wow, I can't believe my luck.
Well, it's a lucky life if you ask me. So what can I do for you?
Is that Ned? Or Dave?
I'm investigating a recent rash of thefts around the country involving similar Maya artifacts. Any information you could give me about the one your great-grandfather bought would be very helpful.
I see. Well, I was the last to inherit the carving, but my daughter Penelope was so intrigued with it that I gave it to her. I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to you about it. Why don't you give her a call on her line? It's 555-3197.
Will do. Thanks, Mr. Daddle.
My pleasure.
Isn't he? Who is that voice? That is so familiar. That voice actor has done other things before. Oh, Choco Mountain from Mario Kart 64, totally. Yeah. These floating phone buttons, right? Aren't they magical, Golden Moon? Ooh. We could probably solve a case all on our own. We totally could, Amanda. If the thief was a murderer, it would be interesting if they used the handprint of their victim. Though for a thief, it doesn't make much sense. Is the briefcase behind this again? It is. It's totally the briefcase. It's possible. Sonny was there. That's true. Sonny was there. Time to call Poppy.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed.
Oh, okay. Well, I have to use the area code, apparently. I think that's right.
Hello?
Hi, is this Penelope?
Not even.
Oh, is this 605-555-3197?
Yeah, but no one calls me Penelope anymore. Except my parents, that is. To my friends, the art world, and anyone else who made it out of the 20th century, I'm Poppy.
The art world? Wait, you're not Poppy Dada, are you?
Ta-da! Ping ping! You win! Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a detective.
A detective? No way! So do you get to wear a sassy tweed hat and pick hairs off dead bodies and gross, creepy stuff like that?
I don't run into too many dead bodies, luckily, but there's plenty of other creepy stuff.
So, where'd you get my name? Don't tell me I'm like wanted by the FBI or something. That would be too scandalous.
No. You see, it's all a big coincidence. Your dad's name came up in connection with a case I'm working on.
Go Dad. Don't tell me he's wanted by the FBI. I'll be so jealous.
Go Dad.
Sorry, Poppy. There's no FBI in on this case, and your dad's not wanted.
Okay, what then?
Someone is stealing Maya antiquities, jade carvings to be exact, and leaving this scary red handprint at the scene of every crime.
Ghastly. So, what's with the red hand?
It is Ned. I thought so. He has a new identity chip loaded. Love it.
It's printed with this stuff called cinnabar. Nobody seems to know what it means. All I know is the more I investigate, the more complicated it gets.
Drama. So, where do the daddles come in?
I'm trying to track down certain Maya jade carvings that haven't fallen into the thief's hands yet. I think one of them might be in your family.
You mean that ancient green rock with the weird symbol on it? I slapped some shoe polish on it and stuck it in one of my paintings.
You're kidding. That's a one-of-a-kind Maya artifact, a piece of history. It's hundreds of years old. It's worth a lot of money.
That's the whole point. Have you heard the saying that a work of art is never finished, just abandoned? Well, I'm taking that idea to the limit by making art that will keep changing as different people encounter, perceive, and interact with it. I'm tired of artwork that says, "Don't touch." I'm all about letting go, about sending my work into the world and seeing how it continues to become. Don't you see? It's an organic process. I mean, how can people really relate to art if it doesn't come to life and grow and die just like they do? That carving is part of something bigger now.
It seems awfully reckless to me, not to mention the wrench it throws into my investigation.
Oh, Nancy, don't be such a prude. Taylor's probably still got that artwork. At least, I don't think he sold it yet. Why don't you ask him? Tell him you want to see the piece called Deadly Midnight Snack. It's the one with the rubber shark.
Deadly Midnight Snack. I think I know the one you mean. But I'd rather not bring Taylor into this, if it's okay with you. I'm just not sure whether I trust him.
Fine with me. I know the big bunster, Mr. Bunnytron. Well, he rubs some people the wrong way. Has Taylor been pushing those Oaxacan cookies on you? You haven't eaten one, have you?
So far, I've managed to politely decline. I take it you advise against them?
Let's put it this way. His trip to Oaxaca was about 2 years ago, and he's been trying to move those rancid lard biscuits ever since.
Aha! My suspicions are confirmed. I'll put that in my case notes.
Cool. If you really need the carving to crack this case, why don't you just go ahead and take it?
But wouldn't it ruin your painting?
Of course not. After all, this is a chance to enact exactly what I've been talking about, the organic process. Inviting my viewers to interact with my work. The deal is, you can take the carving, but you have to put something in its place.
I can choose anything? A light bulb? A magnifying glass? A pair of headphones?
No, it should be something more organic. Stay with the title, Deadly Midnight Snack. And don't be afraid to go way out. As an artist, I can tell you that inspiration bites in the most mysterious ways.
Okay, Poppy, if you say so.
Right on. But let's keep Taylor out of this. He'd probably blow a gasket if he saw you tampering with the merchandise. That's all art is to him, you know. Merchandise.
I'll make sure he doesn't detect a thing.
Good luck, Nancy.
Thanks, Poppy. Bye.
Oh, and the guy voicing Franklin Rose is also Silvio Jr. That's so cool. I love that they sound so different. Nothing too much like Poirot or Holmes, Poppy. Yeah, exactly. Not quite like that. Oh, nice! That's awesome, Scanlan. That's so cool. Sinclair is Big Bunny confirmed. They're from Oaxaca. Yeah, he is actually Big Bunny, isn't he? Which I think is hilarious. Okay, it's 5:15 p.m. We can maybe go to the museum. Now might actually be a great time to snoop because nobody else is around. I mean, nobody else is around anyway because Joanna's not allowed to come in and Henrik has amnesia, so it's just us anyway. But Nancy does some of her best snooping at nighttime. Oh, and it's not even dark yet. Cool. So, let's go see first if we have any packages. Any packages for Nancy in the package room? Aho! Yes, from Prudence with these beautiful, of course she has these beautiful address labels. Nancy, please relieve me of these horrid fake rubies by offering them to the Maya god of refuse if there is one. I have no love for imposters. Prudence. Yes. And we just throw it away. We take the carving and throw the rest away. So now we have the last answer to the quiz on this bottom level, or the second level. Which means we should be able to make it all the way to the bottom level. We are making such good progress. Oh wow, I forgot this game had a time system. Yes. I love the time system. So much more realistic. I don't know if it bothers any of you guys, but it really bothers me when Nancy can solve a case in one day. And like it's not even nighttime, like it's during the span of one daytime day, which means she solves an entire mystery in like 12 hours. That's just not realistic. It wouldn't be a mystery then if someone could solve it in just 12 hours. Noble man. And a Tanza Hob. There we go. Congratulations, you've successfully completed the Temple 2 quiz. If you've already solved the other activities, you may now descend. I think we have. Now we get to go to the coolest level. I mean, they're all really cool, but this one is pretty darn cool. Wonderful. King Pakal's tomb, recreating the great find. Jade and the Maya. And then this, according to Henrik,
it's locked.
Is locked, but that is where he put the carving. So we need to complete the tasks on this level to get it. Using the logographs below, move the calendar stone so that the date equals 12 Kaban. Okay. Wait, which one is Kaban? Kaban. Okay, so it's got like two little tongue-looking things with dots on it. You're awesome, Scanlan, you are. Okay, 12? So we need 2 lines, 2 dots, and then Cabal. Which is... You can also just, as long as you know 12, you can totally just guess on this one. But, pretty easy puzzle. Cool, okay. So now we can go this way. This level is so cool. Very cool artwork. Stunning. And this bridge is so cool. Okay, vocabulary lesson, everyone. Oh yes, that does get on my nerves too. That was my only complaint about Crystal Skull. If they had a week-long rainstorm, like what can happen in Louisiana, it would have been fine. Right, yeah. Like it happens all in one night. I would have loved a week-long rainstorm. That would have been super cool. Okay, so Yum Kimmel is the god of death. And Zabalanque, I think, is the corn god. No? Yum Kimmel is the god of death. Oh, Zabalanque is the jaguar god. Balak is the god of war. Ahaukeen is the sun god. Yum Cox is the corn god. I think, isn't Ixchel the moon goddess? Thought so. Tlaloc, Ikahau, and Kukulkan. Rain god, wind god, and god of the travelers. I think Ikahau is the god of the travelers? And then Tlaloc. Which one is the rain god and which one is the wind god? I think Kukulkan is the wind god? Yes, okay. And Tlaloc is the rain god. Yay! We know all of our Mayan gods and goddesses. Ah, you are getting so near the end and I have to leave soon for a meeting with my professor. Hopefully I will be back in time to see you beat the culprit. Good luck, Demon Slayer. I hope you have a good meeting with your prof. Yum Kimmel is the god of death. Yes, thank you very much, Hound Dog. Local detectives solve centuries-old mystery in 2 hours. Authorities baffled. Exactly, it's not possible. I mean, Nancy's impressive, but she's not that impressive. Like she said earlier, she's not bionic. I love the noise that the ropes make. When you walk across it, it's also the same rope sound effect that you use in Final Scene when you're moving down the ropes to move down the pulley and when you're taking down the chandelier in Message in a Haunted Mansion. All ropes in the Nancy Drew universe make the same...
I have a feeling this may be one of Sunny's tricks.
The same sound. Coate Mundi. I mean, if Godzilla can get a week of rain, why not Nancy? Exactly! Congratulations, you've completed the level 3 quiz. If you have already solved the other activities, you may now use your temple keycard to open King Pakal's tomb. We can open up the tomb now. Victory is ours. I think we can also go through that door, but we don't have a glow stick yet, so we wouldn't be able to see anything. Okay. Aha! Pakal's jade mask, and beneath it, in the mouth, we have the Pakal carving. Yeah! And we get a glow stick. First introduction to using glow sticks that have magical superpowers. Just like they will in Curse of Blackmore Manor. They last for a very long time and give off a great deal of light. So now we should probably call Franklin Rose and tell him that Joanna, in fact, did not steal the Pakal carving. We know that Henrik did, because we found it. Do we have any more mail? I like mail. Aha! We do have mail. Okay, Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. They gave us the mold, so now we'll go make that. We're getting so close! Alright. So we'll put that here, and then make our own fancy little key. Victory music again. So now we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 parts? And now we need to call Franklin Rose.
You have no voicemail.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
May I speak to Franklin Rose, please?
Who may I say is calling?
This is Nancy Drew.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, how's your investigation coming along?
I'm making good progress, and the Pakal carving is safe and sound. But I'm afraid I can't tell you everything yet.
What in the world are you talking about?
I'm sorry, but I can't explain everything now. I'll take good care of the carving, I promise.
What can I say, Nancy? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Do what you have to do, but let's get this mess cleaned up, all right?
So you'll call Joanna and invite her back to work?
I'll call her right away.
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay, so Joanna will be allowed to come back now, but it's 7 o'clock, so I'm guessing she won't just appear right now in her office. She's probably done for the day, even if she would come in. If she is in, then she's even more dedicated than I thought she would be. Yep, okay. So we'll go back to our hotel and then sleep until morning. I think it's so strange the new Nancy Drew games work on my laptop, but not really the old ones. Like Stay Tuned for Danger. If you have a Mac, the newest update made it so Nancy Drew games no longer work. I was very sad when I learned this. That's so disappointing, Demon Slayer. Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail mail. Yes. I was totally thinking of that song too when I said I love the mail. I have Windows 10. Yeah, I have Windows 10 too, and the way there's like a workaround when you install it to get the older games to work, but it is kind of interesting that the new games just install perfectly fine with no difficulties. It is much harder to get the other ones to work. I'm, pretty grateful to have a PC to play the games on. I've always been more of a PC fan than a Mac. My work computer is a Mac, and I actually really like it for that, but for, like, just playing games and being at home, definitely prefer my PC. Seems to be a lot more, functional. The main workaround I found that works really well for installing the old games on Windows 10 is you create your own folder in your C drive. So you just right-click New Folder and just name it the game. And then when they ask you where you want to install the game, you click Browse and then go to the empty folder that you created. And then that's been working for me.
Thanks for clearing my name, Nancy. Honestly, I mean, what kind of moron would I be to try and ruin my own exhibit? Anyway, we need to make up for lost time. I need you to go to the storeroom and start unpacking some of those crates. One of the pieces has a fancy security device on it. The code is 0677.
Sure thing, Joanna. I'll see you later.
Semper ubi saboobi.
0677 is the code that we need to unlock the box, which will actually have another one of our carvings in it, which is quite helpful. One of them has been here the whole time. 0677. I have Windows 7, but I might need a new laptop for Sims 4. Yeah. My Sims 4 did not work very well on my laptop. It just needed something more powerful. It worked fine, but it had to be on all the lowest settings, so it couldn't be very fancy or anything like that. Plus, having it on a bigger screen has been really nice. It definitely works on a laptop, but it's like more... It has been more enjoyable for me to play on a stand-up PC. My first computer was desktop computer with Windows 98. That's awesome. I'm trying to remember what my first, computer system. More comments! I love that people are commenting on videos. That's awesome. It's so fun talking to you guys about the games. I remember our old computer just being this giant cube, and it was white and just like so ancient looking. Do we have all the pieces we need? No, we still need one more. Which one are we waiting on? Are we waiting on the piece from Poppy? We got the cacao carving. Let's see. We would have gotten, we got the one from Chaco Canyon, we got the one from Prudence, we got the one from the Pakal, we got the one from the box, and we got the one from the smuggling. So which one are we missing? I think we're missing the one from Poppy, aren't we? But how do I trigger it? Do I have to go talk to other people? I've got to go get ready for work now, sadly. Hope there's another stream fairly soon when I don't have work. I hope so too, Hound Dog. Have a good time at work. Semper ubi saboobi. Thanks so much for joining. Where is the last carving that we need? We're so close. Yeah, so close.
Hello.
I should get back to the museum.
Yes, you should.
You don't have it, but I just wanted to see your pretty face again. Does Henrik have it? Did you magically find one in your hospital room when your memory got back? Oh, I bet. A PC does so much better. I need a fan system for my laptop so it doesn't overheat while playing Sims and make it lag. Yes. Haven't had a problem with Nancy. Yeah, the Nancy games run just fine on my laptop
Good
still.
afternoon, young lady.
It's like midnight in Salem.
According to your notes, Pakal made a 6-part key to the Whisperer's tomb and scattered the pieces around the world. Do you remember anything about this?
6 keys? 6 keys? 6 keys! Nancy, what are the 4 corners of the world? North, south, east, and west. Plus the first king, Pakal himself, and the Copan fool. When they're all assembled, they open the tomb. Don't you see? This is why I stole the Pakal, to prevent some other schemer from putting the key together.
Do you think I should alert the police?
You must keep this to yourself for now. It's your only hope of getting to the bottom of this.
One of the pieces that was stolen from the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center was a jade carving with an unusual glyph on it. Do you remember translating it?
I can't remember.
You rest up. I'll be back.
I'll do my best.
Forever insane. Ah, Windows 98. What a time to be alive. So true. Do you guys remember the Mac computers that were like the very first ones? Or not, maybe they weren't the very first ones, but they were rounded and they came in bright colors like blue and green. We had one of those too, because we got to, my mom growing up was a teacher, so we got to take one of the old computers from the computer lab that they didn't need anymore and take it home. So we had one of those awesome Macs. It was great. I guess let's go back to Beach Hill. We're still waiting on another key, I think. Maybe that conversation with Henrik triggered it, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We want mail, so we can wag our tail. Mail time. Ugh, come on, where is it? Do I have to go look at my notes again? At the hotel. It might just be delayed. Yes, my school had a whole lab of those, right, Demon Slayer? They were so cool. We used to play like Carmen Sandiego, Freddy Fish. What else did we play on that Mac? There were a couple games, Oregon Trail. Like classic games like those we used to play on that Mac. Well, now everything is laptops and tablets. Yeah, and a lot of schools are 1-to-1 where every kid has their own device. It's insane how much everything has changed in just a few years. Like, I'm only 10 years older than a lot of the students that I coach on our high school team, and still, the, like, huge difference in our experiences is kind of crazy to me. Like, we still grew up in very different worlds, even though I'm not that much older than them. Oh, wow, no, I didn't have that, just the Windows 98 growing up. That's where we played our educational games in Scooby-Doo, yeah. Clue Finders was my jam as a kid. Yes, Clue Finders was so good. Oh, what were some of the other ones? There was this game, it was Treasure Seekers. Treasure Seekers was the bomb. Okay, so we got our Chaco Canyon key. We got the Prudence key. The Bishop Diego de Landa key. I think this is the one that was in the box. I think we got that one. I'm not positive that we have the Henry Daddle one. We got the Copan Fool. And we got the Pakal carving. So yeah, we're still waiting on the Papi Dada one. Oh, it's not coming in the mail. Gosh, I'm such a dingus. It's in the, whatchamacallit. It's, Taylor has it. I'm such a dingus. Sim Ant. Oh my gosh, yes. Ant Sim 3D. That was a great Mac game. It was. Oh my gosh, I totally remember that. That's hilarious. Sim Ant. Like things that you wouldn't think would be entertaining at all, but totally are.
Any news?
Mind if I help myself to one of those scrumptious-looking Oaxacan cookies?
Be my guest.
I love how they have little faces on them.
Any news?
May I take a closer look at that wacky Dada painting?
Be my guest. I just had a call from Poppy this morning. She says she's in a really creative period right now. I said, please, sweetie, if you get any more creative, they're going to lock you up.
Pardon me a moment, Nancy. I'll be right back. I hope.
We never get a real good explanation about what happened to him there, but I'm pretty sure he got indigestion from the cookies.
Poppy said to replace it with something organic.
See, they have this cute little smiley face on him. It's adorable. But the fact that they just stick to the painting is a little bit concerning. Yeah, that's my theory, that he got indigestion from the cookies. Can Nancy take more? Oh no, she can't. I was curious if she could actually eat them. I played the board game Clue as well. Oh yes! Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Ah! Another comment. Another puzzle that took up the entire video. Some of the puzzles are hard, okay? Some of them take a long time. Especially in the later games. Like some of those Shadow at the Water's Edge puzzles. Some of those Deadly Device puzzles. Haunting a Castle Malloy. Those are lengthy. We're almost there. We have all 6 pieces now. I finally remembered that Taylor actually had the last key. Completely forgot about that. So now we can go assemble the key. Over here.
According to Henrik's notes, I need to make a key out of these pieces.
So we can start by putting the top piece on. We just have to rotate it the right way. Rotate. Aha, there we go. And then we can see pretty clearly the shape of every piece that needs to go in it. I find it sort of hard to believe that this would actually work as a key, but you know what? We're suspending...
Now I have the key!
Suspending a little bit of reality because this is a computer game. I had and still have the Discover the Secrets version. Ooh, cool. I love Clue, but everyone refuses to play. Like, every time I offer it as an option, my family, friends, they're like, nah, not Clue. Like, come on, guys. Don't you all love mysteries just as much as me? So now we can go out to the garden with our magic little key here. But we also need...
Something's missing here.
These.
Something's missing here.
Yes, something is missing there. And I think, don't we need to put that in first, I believe? I want to do the rotating thing. Will you let me rotate? No? Yeah, that's where it needs to go. Okay, so we need the Tzolk'in calendar stones first. Oh, now it'll do the rotate thing. Now you work. Okay, they are over here. Aha!
It's locked.
And we have the key. So we can unlock that, and we have to move these very quickly.
Wow, these are heavy. I'm not sure I can hold on to these stones for very much longer.
Because Nancy complains
I've got to put these things
about
down.
how heavy the stones are, and we don't want to drop them and break them. She could just take them one at a time, and it would be much easier, but Nancy likes to be difficult and take them both at the same time. All right, there we go. So now, the date that we need to put on, wasn't it Pakal's, like the ascension of Pakal to the throne? Wasn't that the date that we needed? And what was that? That would be in the Pakal section of the museum, if I'm remembering correctly. It's one of the few games I will still play, right? I love it as a board game. I just can't get anyone to play with me. Usually, like in our friend groups, we'll play, we play a fair amount of Catan. We used to play a lot of Ascension, but we don't play it much anymore. What else do we play? Lots of Catan, actually. The Majority of Kings. When is your ascension to the throne date? He was born on 603 CE. Pakal was buried wearing the Jade Mask. I could just do it the way I normally do it, which is randomly spin the dials around until I find the answer. But that would take a little while. We could go down to the 3rd level of the tomb, I suppose. Because I think it might be on the calendar? Like the Tzolk'in stones, maybe? I don't know. I could be making all of this up. Let me know in the comments if you guys know the date that you're actually supposed to put in there. Another board game that was popular that never played because I was little, which my mom played with her friends, was Mystery Mansion, which was vintage in 1995. That sounds cool. Oh, actually, what's the game that we've been playing that you guys, that most detectives I feel like would really love? Oh my gosh, what's it called? It's like one of you is a ghost and you can't talk, but you give picture clues to everyone else, and then they use those clues to decipher how the ghost, where the ghost died, who killed the ghost, and with what weapon. It's really fun, and I can't remember what it's called right now. What was that called? I'll have to think about that. See, yeah, we might just have to spin the dials randomly. I'm thinking that's what we have to do. Unless it's over here? Pakal? Pakal? No? Okay. We're gonna spin the dials randomly, because it works. It's not the super fancy way to do things, but it is fun. Not fun. It's simple. It works. Oh, I just closed the door. I wanted my glow stick. Okay. No, oh my goodness. I'm being thwarted by this door.
It's too dark in here. I need a light.
Thank you, Nancy, for going into the door like you very clearly were supposed to. Okay. Well, let's just spin the dials.
The poem said, when the first king ascends again.
Yeah, but I can't find that anywhere. Mysterium! Yes, that's it. For everyone saying yes. Are you my brother? You're my brother, aren't you? Mysterium. Yes, Mysterium. I love Mysterium. Okay. So if we start on the T, then we can just spin these in circles until it works. T. Not that one. This is such the professional detective way to do things. Spin the lock around until it actually works. Yep. Oh, it worked! Guys, I'm a professional. It worked, and I'm a professional. LOL. I should have put that together sooner, but yeah.
It looks like a keyhole. I'll have to choose which side of the cube goes here.
Okay, is it the white side?
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened, okay. We'll turn it once to the right. This one? Oh, it worked. Okay. And now we need to back up and go to this one?
It looks like a keyhole.
So is it the white side? Yep, okay. And then we rotate again.
It looks like a keyhole.
So if we did, it's not the white side. And it wouldn't have been, we went once to the right and it worked. And then it was the white one, so maybe to the left? Yay, you did it! Thanks, Amanda.
This should be the last step.
The last step. Oh my gosh, guys, we're almost there. Okay, so 1, 2.
I wonder what's inside.
Gross. Yeah, I don't want to go in with her. Oh my goodness. That's so scary. Can you imagine this kind of demise? Oh my goodness.
It's blank.
Who's your friend, Nancy?
Oh.
Boo.
Taylor Sinclair.
Who'd you expect, the Tooth Fairy? Looks like someone forgot her beauty cream. I guess we can't all age gracefully.
I'm sure she would say the same about you.
You've been a top-notch assistant, Nancy, but I'm afraid you're just not going to make it in the art world.
Why are you doing this?
Nancy, do you have any idea what that book contains?
Help me out, Sinclair. I'm drawing a blank.
The Whisperer's writings are the only known personal account of Maya life, the only written glimpse into Bakal's time anywhere. Do you know what I can get for that thing on the black market?
Why is your voice not matching up with the words?
You have no right to do this. The book is not yours to sell.
Simple economics suggest otherwise. And I am the art dealer.
This tomb and all of its contents belong to Mexico.
Finders keepers, I say. Nobody even realizes this thing has any contents. Won't they get a surprise when they finally open it up and find that it contains a 7th century scribe and a 21st century detective? Adios, Nancy.
I love this ending. Like, how intense.
Something's missing here.
And I love that you have to do it in a certain amount of time. I mean, Nancy definitely suffocates.
Something's missing I'm
here.
starting to run out of air
Way
in
too
here.
quickly. So we take her mouth and go back this way and put it in here. Like, I love this, but also, Nancy, I think you can breathe for at least a little bit longer.
This may be the scribes. I'm suffocating in here. Let me out.
Okay, I found the scribes thing. And now we put this eye back in.
Behold! Our heroine emerges from the tomb, like a mermaid from the sea.
Meanwhile, the foolish villain stews in the sour soup of his own miscalculation.
From deep in the recesses of time, a wise royal scribe whispers her thanks.
And a priceless chapter of history is rescued from obscurity. Way to go, Nancy!
What in the world? Ah! Confound you, Nancy Drew!
What is this ending?
Dear Dad, it was great to talk to you on the phone last night. I can't wait to see you back in River Heights where I can fill you in on the whole story. Can you believe that your own daughter was recently standing face to face with a real mummy? Now that the scribe's book has been recovered, I understand how important it is and why Taylor thought he could make a fortune selling it on the black market. The book contains one of the only personal accounts of Maya life in existence anywhere. I'm sure it'll be a tremendous addition to our knowledge of the Maya once it's translated, that is. And now that Henrik's memory is back up to speed again, I'm sure he'll be itching to get to work on it. Taylor Sinclair won't be making any art deals for a long time, though, that's for sure. I guess I shouldn't be surprised about Alejandro's discovery that the Pakal carving's provenance documents were faked after all. When Franklin Rose and the board found out, they arranged to return the artifact to Mexico right away. Mexican officials are so happy to have the artifact back, they have pledged a new era of diplomatic relations with Beach Hill. Joanna sure learned her lesson about making deals with shady operators like Taylor. The board has agreed to give her another chance as long as she reforms her business tactics. And what else? Oh yes, Poppy Dada's announced a new direction in her artwork. All her new paintings are going to feature, what else? Mysterious red handprints. So I guess everyone is taking off in new directions now. I'm going to stay and help this exhibit get launched. But I'll see you back at home in a couple of weeks. Have a safe trip home. Love, Nancy.
Love it.
Dear Nancy, Bess and George told me you're on a case in D.C. I hope everything is working out for you. I wish I could say the same for me. I'm planning on living here, but there's been some trouble. I think someone or something doesn't want me here. Please, Nancy, I'm afraid I can't stay here very much longer. I know you're busy, but I'm desperate. I need you to come out and investigate. Please say you will. Your friend, Sally.
Yes, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake is next. Love that game. Yay! The mummy's returned. Ooh, that Taylor Sinclair. Poor Nancy is right. She gets like shoved into the tomb with the mummy. Oh, thanks you guys. Just stand there and recite poetry, right? Like, what is that ending? It's so weird. They're just all together all of a sudden. Henrik's just released from the hospital. They have this poem all prepared. And we get this view of Taylor. Darn you, Nancy Drew. Like, it's such a random ending. I kind of love it. It's so weird. Yay, Nancy solved the mystery. Happy ending for everyone when Nancy is the hero. Exactly, Scanlan. Too bad the happy ending didn't work for Taylor Sinclair. Haha. That overstuffed pillowhead. Take that, Sinclair. Yay, can't wait. Yes, I am super pumped to play Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. Very good memories playing that one with my brother when we were growing up. Terrifying game. Wonderful game. My current plan is to try and stream that one tomorrow. So fingers crossed that that works out okay. So excited for that one. Thank you everyone so much for joining. It was fantastic to play this game with you on this snowy Friday afternoon. So pleased that you all could join, all you fellow detectives. Make this so much fun. Sylvia, yes, I have done a Sims 4 build for Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. I built Sally's cabin. That is on the Sims 4 builds playlist on my channel. Yeah, so I did do her cabin. It doesn't have the speakeasy underneath, but it has the entire forest and it has everything on top. So yeah, that was a fun build. Cool, I can't wait. Bye, take care. Take care, Scanlan. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. I will hopefully see you all tomorrow for Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. Yay! Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Stay safe and healthy.